Howdy, ma'am. Ma'am, step down.
Surely stranger, step down.
Hope you have some luck with that well.
Yeah, so do I.
Ma'am, I don't want to bother you none, but I wonder if you could spare a little of that water over there for me and my old pony here. We've been riding dry since yesterday.
We're down to just a few inches now. Hardly enough left for a week. Well, less than a week. But I can't turn you away, though.
Thank you, ma'am. There's them that could. Came by several ranches this morning. They have any more water in their tanks than you got in yours. They turned me down.
Well, I'm sure they didn't want to. Please don't blame them.
I don't blame them, ma'am. I'll tell you, as long as I've been riding through this flat country, I ain't never seen it this dry. It's bad. Real bad.
Well, look, you take what you need for you and your horse. But please, be sparing.
Thank you, ma'am. We sure will.
The well is caved in. It's covering Dad. The sand's covering him.
Jason!
Hang on. Look at it. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's going to bury you, too. It ain't going to bury nobody. You just hang on. Lady, send me down a rope and a hook. Hurry. Just hang on for a minute. You may have some busted ribs there, mister. Okay, little girl. Take the end of that rope and go out there and throw a dolly over that saddle horn of mine. Jump up on the horse and make him back up for you. He'll back up real good. Hurry. Hurry. Lay your white ribs. Pull him all the way. He's the doggone stubbornest man I ever run into, Cole. He's going to be out there digging in that well again before the week's out.
A lot of good men down in the flatlands. They're sure going to have a rough time of it.
That's for sure. If they don't get water down there pretty soon, there ain't going to be a head of livestock left. No humans, neither.
Well, this fella Ganther's only got a few head of cattle. Why don't we let him move them up on the Ponderosa, at least till the drought's over? That shouldn't be any trouble.
Afraid you're wrong. It means big trouble.
And where's that?
Well, last time I was in town, I heard the people talking. They're worried. Really worried. I think there's going to be a mass migration from the flatlands. All those families, hundreds of them. They're going to come right up into the high country and bring all their cattle with them. What's left.
I'm only talking about one family. I don't see what trouble that is.
Ain't no use in arguing, Joe. This Mr. Ganther, he just ain't the moving type. He's going to stay right down there on that place of his till he finds water or dies trying. Why, even when Miss Ganther's in there patching up his cracked ribs, he was trying to tell me something about an artesian well.
On a what?
An artesian well. Seemed like all you got to do is just dig a hole down to the water down through the earth, and when you once tap it, it'll just come busting out like a fountain or something. You ever hear of one, Paul?
No, yes, I've heard of them, but they're shallow wells. This part of the country, the water's about 100, maybe 200 feet deep. They wouldn't work around here.
Pa's right. It won't work any more than this auger is through this hard wood. Now I got to sharpen that thing again.
Hey, wait a minute. Give me that thing a minute. Doggone it. Boy, I can do it with this. This auger will do it. You ain't got to have a big hole, just a little hole. Just big enough to let that water come busting up once you tap it. Doggone it, it'll work.
Are you loco? You can't drill a well with an auger.
Yeah, especially through 100 feet of earth.
Maybe that water ain't 100 feet down. What if it's only 40 or 50? I can do it, Adam. I can reach it with this auger.
Well, it's finally happened. The sun's fried his brain, so he doesn't make sense anymore.
Yes, I do make sense. And you'll see how much sense I make, too, once you see that water come busting up out of the ground.
Well, how are you going to keep the sand from pouring in after you pull the auger out?
I ain't gonna pull it out. I'll just keep adding steel to the top of it until I reach that water.
Oh, sure you will. Now, it's amazing what the sun will do to a man's head.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not saying this is going to work. Personally, I don't think it's a good idea at all, but if he wants to try it, give him a chance to help. When do you expect to ride down to the Ganthers again?
First thing in the morning, boy, if you'll let me have a wagon.
You can have one. You keep up your good work.
Bad again. I'm afraid it's just going to keep on doing that, Mr. Ganther.
We can unhook the top section and straighten it.
Done that 3 times and straightened the other a couple of times. Just ain't going to work, that's all.
But we can't stop now. I know the water's there. Just a few more feet and it'll come gushing up and fill the water tank.
Mr. Ganther, you've been saying that all week. I wish I could agree with you, but I can't. We can't push that thing down another foot. It just ain't going to work, that's all. Sometimes a man's just got to admit when he's licked.
Not my man, Mr. Cartwright.
If you just help me pull the shaft, I'll straighten it. I'll do all the work myself. If you just help me pull the shaft.
I'll help you, Daddy.
Now, Dad, Bernie, don't you go making me look bad. It ain't the work. I don't mind the work, Mr. Ganther. It just ain't going to work, that's all. The thing's going to keep twisting. Every time it does, the sand's going to run in there just like Adam said. I meant good, but it just ain't going to work.
We know you meant good, Hoss. I wasn't mean and bad.
You really think it's just be a couple more feet?
I not only think, I believe. For the sake of my family, I believe.
Hey, Pigtails. Where do you think you're going? Come on back over here and help me and your papa pull this thing out. We're going to straighten it out again.
Haven't seen you boys in a long time. Well, nice to have you visit. Come on, sit down, sit down.
Sorry we haven't got time for a real visit, Ben, but we've got a few more stops to make tonight.
Oh, you know my son Joseph, of
Yes,
course.
how are you,
Hello,
Joe?
Fine, how are you?
Well, what kind of stops are you talking about?
We're forming a vigilante group. We'd like to make you an officer. Like to sign on your boys, too. We need good guns.
What for?
We just got word from the flatlands. About a dozen families are gathering their cattle, getting ready to move up here into the highlands.
Yeah, I heard about that. They've been pretty hard hit by the drought. Well, we shouldn't have any trouble finding room for about a dozen families.
No, Ben. We can't. It'll just be the first of them. If they make it, dozens more will follow them. Maybe hundreds more. You know what that means.
Well, Luther, what does that mean?
If we let them move in, they'll take over completely.
Well, what you say may be true, but, you can't stop a man from moving if his cattle are dying off and his land is burned.
Now, we know there's no law against it. We took it up with the sheriff before we formed the vigilantes.
What'd he say?
He said there was no law against them moving. If they try to settle on any man's land, he can evict them. That's all he can do. We've decided that's not enough.
Well, Luther's right. It's hard to evict a man. It's a lot easier just to keep them from moving in. You know that, Ben.
We all know it. And you folks here on the Ponderosa stand to lose more than anybody else.
So you're going to turn them back?
Well, yes, we are.
I suppose they won't turn back.
Well, then some of them are going to die.
Some of them are going to die. John, you talk as if these people were invading us from some foreign country.
They've been having a rough time of it. The drought's hit them pretty hard. They're people, human beings, just like you and me. You're asking us to turn our guns against them? That's what we're asking, Ben. And before you answer, let me warn you. We're going ahead, with or without your help. Well then, gentlemen, I guess it'll have to be without my help. There's just one thing more that I'd like to say. The Ponderosa is our land, to do with as we see fit.
Well, how'd you make out with the brave vigilantes?
It's fine. Sometimes I'm proud my name is Cartwright.
Adam, there's going to be a lot of serious trouble. All that energy wasted on talk of killing. Why can't people be constructive about things? At least Hoss is trying to find some kind of solution to that water problem.
Yeah, it's just too bad he doesn't have a better idea than trying to drill a well with an auger.
Wonder how he's doing.
How do you think he's doing? It's like you said, that sand's gonna pour back in that hole faster than he can drill it out. Yeah, but you know, brother, always the hard way.
Yeah, sometimes he can be real stubborn.
Well, there's one thing I do know. If Luther Kent and his vigilante friends have their way, some good men are going to get killed.
Hey, wait a minute. Did you ever think maybe a gun had some kind of use other than killing?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Didn't we order some 3-inch pipe a few months ago?
Yeah, about 6 lengths. We're going to pipe some water into the kitchen from the spring. Why?
Still around?
Yeah. Why?
I'm not quite sure.
Hey! My big brother, Adam, Pam.
Gee, he's not near as big as you.
Hey, Adam. Doggone, I'm glad to see you. Bring us some water, huh?
Yeah, a few barrels. Grab hold of the end of this pipe, eh?
What you doing with all that pipe? We ain't even got water yet.
So I notice. The auger isn't working, huh?
No, the son of a gun keeps twisting on us. Sand runs in there every time we pull it out. I don't know what we're going to do with it, Adam.
We'll soon take care of it.
Hey, Mr. Ganther, Miss Ganther. This here's my brother Adam. He brung you some fresh drinking water.
Well, how do you do, Adam? We sure can't use that water.
Glad to know you, ma'am. Miss Ganther?
Cartwright, I'm afraid we're not quite ready for pipe yet. We still have a couple of feet more to go before we hit water. I cleaned the sand from off the top of that shaft.
You got lock joints on the end of those shafts?
Yep.
Do you mind if I tap one of those barrels on the wagon? You see, it's been quite a while since any of us around here have had any sweet water.
Help yourself. There's plenty there. Any luck at all, we'll have water coming right up out of the ground.
Thank you. Lindy, come help me find a bucket.
Gee, the only time anybody remembers I'm here is when they want me to do something. Hi, I'm Lindy Ganther, and it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Linda. Mr. Ganther, I wonder if you could help us put the end of this pipe over that shaft down there, huh?
I'd be glad to, but why?
Well, I got the idea of cleaning my rifle. I think we'll save a little time if I just show you rather than try to explain it to you.
We better do it his way, Mr. Ganther. He's generally right in a situation like this.
Listen, you get that bent shaft straightened out over there. Get it over here, will you?
Yeah.
All right, heads up.
Easy. Easy.
Got it?
I got it.
There we go.
Oh, easy.
Now just drop it over the end of the shaft down there. There she is. Yeah.
All right, now come on in.
All right.
Easy, does it? Easy. Yeah. Come on.
All right, Mr. Ganther. Lock that into place down there. Where's your crossbar?
Right here.
I still don't understand.
Well, it's a long chance, but it may work. You see, as the auger bites into the ground, it sends the coring up through the pipe. And then the pipe drops down lower and lower, and we kind of help it along by hitting it every once in a while with a hammer. And then we just keep adding new links of pipe and new sections of shaft. Let's give it a try.
The board's over.
Well, we may have to send a little water down that pipe. Not much, just enough to keep the corings wet.
It might work, Adam. Doggone it, you're still the brainiest one in the family.
Handsomest, too.
That's the nicest thing a young lady ever said to me. You're kind of pretty yourself.
Now, look here, Linda. I thought you were sweet on me. Why, he's 10 times too old for you. Of course, if you'll settle for me, I'll wait around for you for 8 or 10 years. Any neighbors of yours?
No. It's the Collins family. Bill and Fred and their wives. In a couple of places about 20 miles east of here. They got even less water than we got.
Thought you might be better fixed for water than us, Jason. We were going to ask if we could water our stock. We won't.
I can spare a little. Enough to take you a couple of days. How far are you going?
Up to the high country.
What about your land? And all the years you've put into it. You're just going to go away and leave it?
It's dying. Dead. Either we move or we die too.
It won't be long before the others will follow us. Ain't a family in the flatlands any better off than we are. How much longer you figure you'll last, Jason, with that puny little bit of water? A week? 2 weeks? You better make your move while your stock can still travel.
No, Ellen. This is my land. And I'm staying on it. And I'll tell you something else. There's water down there. A few more feet and it's waiting to gush up. And be all the water we need.
Folks have been saying that about the rain. Just a few more days and the drought will be over. The rain didn't come, Jason. Could be it never will come. Could be there ain't any water down in that hole either. But there is in the high country, and that's where we're going. Come on, Bill, get the cows ready. Look us up when you make your move. We'll have some kind of shelter built by then, and you'll be welcome to share it. Let's go.
What's going to happen?
As well as I do what's going to happen. Well, we're down about 60 feet, Mr. Ganther. I think that water's further down than you thought.
It can't be much further. Just a few more turns and the water will spout into that pipe and it'll leap like a fountain up into the sky. It will. I tell you it will.
Well, we all been saying that for days now. And we could be wrong. What do you think, Hoss?
I don't know, Adam. I thought we'd hit water any minute. Nah, I just don't know.
It's got to be there. With all that runoff from the high country, it's been soaking into this ground for thousands and thousands of years. It has to be there.
I'm not going to argue that point with you, Mr. Ganther. The question is, just how far down is it? We only got a couple of pieces of pipe left and just a few sections of shaft. Even if we went down just 10 more feet, I don't think we could turn the auger. No, I think I'll ride on back and tell Pa what's that. I'm sure he'll find a place for you on the Ponderosa.
No, this is my land. And I'm going to stay.
Jason, you can't stay here if you can't find water. Or if we can't. What about it, Adam? You wanna just give up? Quit?
We'll go on down a few more feet, at least till we give out a pipe.
Keep pushing, big brothers. Go on, keep on pushing. Hey, you know, it's always nice to see a man using his back instead of his head.
Hi. Nobody tell you, but my name's Lindy Ganther.
How are you, Lenny? Nice to see you.
How long you been here?
Just long enough to see my brothers behaving like mules.
Anything the matter? Does Paul need us?
No, everything's fine.
What's all the talk about mules?
Well, we might as well talk about them. After all, you two are thinking like them. I go right ahead and push. Don't let me stop you.
You got any better ideas?
Yeah, at least one.
Yeah, now, come on, little brother. You tell us how we're going to get that auger down there to go round and round without somebody standing up here on top turning it round and round.
Well, even all the way back in Egypt, they knew enough to hook a long wooden arm onto their grindstones and let the oxen grind wheat. Just take down that frame, fix yourself up a walking beam, and let the horse drill the well.
Yeah. You know, it's such a simple idea. I'm surprised I didn't think of it.
It's funny, I'm not.
Don't you dare hurt him.
Wait a minute, Linda, honey. I didn't really hurt him. We play like that all the time, baby.
That's right. That's how he polishes his boots, dear.
All right, enough of this nonsense. Listen, I like your idea. But what we need is a real strong beam. I think maybe we can use one of those rafter poles over there on the shed. So you put away your horse, and we'll get started.
Oh, well, wait a minute. I don't build things like walking beams and things like that. I just do the plans. See, take that rig down and...
There's plenty of work for everybody. We're all going to join in, so come along. Oh, don't you dare, Linda.
You put him down.
You really want me to put him down?
Yes.
All right.
Mr. Cartwright, I'm Jason Ganther.
Nice to see you. Pa sent some food. He figured Hoss would have your cupboard cleaned out by now.
Well, thank you. And I'd like to meet your Pa someday. He's raised 3 fine boys.
Thank you, sir.
Here, get that. All right, give her a lift. Okay.
See, we'll slot the main beam here. Make an iron collar for it. Then the weight of that steel shaft will move it up and down.
I like it. Let's build it. Hoss and I'll take down the frame.
I'll give you a hand. Linda, you fire up the forge.
Oh, I'd love to.
What are you doing?
I was just trying to help.
Don't. Let me do it myself. Thank you.
Is this what you want?
Huh? No. I want the little small hammer, little short one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get you the other hammer.
No. I'll get it. Just tell me where it is.
Right there.
Oh. Thanks. Will you leave that alone?
I'll get you the saw. I can saw real good.
I don't need anything sawed right now. told you to leave that alone. Will you please leave it alone?
Oh, you burned yourself. Let me see it. I know what to do with burns. You put grease on them. I'll go get a bandage and bandage it up for you.
No, wait a minute. Why don't you find some tin soldiers and play with them?
Girls don't play with tin soldiers, and I'm a girl.
Yeah, well, you're also a nuisance. Now, if you leave me alone, later on, I'll cut you some paper dolls, all right?
Jason?
They turned us back. They had guns.
You knew that happened, didn't you?
I was afraid it would, but I thought they might get through.
Called themselves vigilantes. And they were guarding the roads that led to green grass and water. We were desperate enough to fight. But 2 men can't stand against 20 guns.
Did you try and talk to him?
We talked.
We pleaded with them and we begged. I saw my man drop down on his knees. And he ain't ever done that before. Except to the Lord.
Where are your cattle?
Why bring them back to die? We turned them loose. At least up there, the cows will live. And we're going to live, too. We're going to gather every able man in the Low Country, 20, 50. I don't know how many, but they'll fight. Any man will fight before he lets his women and his children die.
Don't do it, mister. I'll meet you 3 to 1.
Then we'll kill 3 to our 1.
Well, it's no use, Hoss. You can't talk to a man who has nothing to lose.
They can lose their lives.
Somehow I have a feeling that doesn't really matter to them right now.
Hear what they're gonna do? They'll try to fight their way through.
I heard him.
Well, what are we gonna do? Just stand here? I'm gonna go back to Ponderosa. Paul can stop them vigilantes.
Well, he's tried, but they wouldn't listen to him.
Adam's right. Pa and I rode into town the day before I left. The vigilantes were having a meeting. Pa tried to talk to them, asked them not to block the road, and they wouldn't listen.
Well, what'd the sheriff say?
Told him they were wrong. They told him if he tried to interfere, they'd lock him in his own jail. You know how these things are. You're either with them or you're against them.
What'd Paul have to say about that?
He didn't have to say anything. They knew he was against them.
No sense in talking about it. Let's see if we can get down to that water. How's that walking beam coming along?
It's coming along. I'll get back to work. What are you doing with my gun?
I was just gonna clean it for you.
Didn't I tell you before to leave my things alone?
I won't come near you, ever.
Hey, Linda, don't you pay no attention to him. He thinks he's terrible grown up, don't he? You know what I call him? Short shanks. Come on.
Well, now do you believe me, Ben?
Who gave them authority to patrol my land?
That's Luther Kent's doing. He heard that every man in the Flatlands is getting ready to ride up here, prepared to fight. So if they do, Kent's vigilantes will meet them in a head-on, all-out fight to the finish.
Now, look, Roy. I'm going to give every one of those families from the Low Country a piece of land right here in the Ponderosa. Once they're settled in, on land which I have given them, they can't be evicted legally, can they?
Well, you're absolutely right, but that is legally. How do you figure to get those families up here?
Well, I thought of that. There is a way of getting onto the Ponderosa without using any of the existing roads. It's a long, hard trek. Mostly over burnt-out grassland, but I know the trails and I can lead them.
Ben, you can't handle this alone.
I can handle it alone. As long as I have my 3 sons.
But those vigilantes out there are your friends and neighbors.
They're my neighbors and they're my friends. But friends are no friends.
That's the last piece of pipe. And there's only a little more steel left to extend that drilling shaft.
Well, where is it?
It's in the forge. Little Joe's putting a joint on it.
All right, well, let's stop this mule.
Oh, son.
Well, let's give me a hand with that rigging, will you?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I want to yank this shaft up and check the auger.
How come? He ain't cutting?
Well, we've been going for quite a while. We haven't checked. I want to see if the blades are chewed up any.
Well, no, it's a mule.
Hey, Joe, give us a hand here, will you?
All right, I'll be right with you.
As long as you couldn't make any paper dolls for me, I thought I'd make something for you. It's a pinwheel. You can play with it.
That's very, very pretty, Lindy. And look, you mind it for me till I get my work done. Then we'll both play with it, all right?
Okay.
How far down are we?
Well, about 100 feet, I guess.
How far down you want to go?
We only got 25 feet of pipe and shaft left.
Well, there's plenty more pipe in town. I can get a wagon and go in and get it.
More pipe isn't going to do any good. You can't drill with a dry auger. There's only about a barrel of that water left.
Won't need any more pipe. Just what we have. The water's down there.
All right, Mr. Ganther. We're going to keep trying.
All right, let it down.
Hey, look at that. That's mud. That thing's supposed to be dry, Adam. We struck it. That's water. That steel's supposed to have been dry. It's wet. We got water, Joe. What's the matter? We got water down there, Adam.
There's water, all right, but it's over 100 feet down.
Hey, Mr. Ganther, I thought you said that water's gonna just bust out of the ground like a fountain.
It looks like this land is different from where they get artesian wells.
Hey, Paul, we found it. We found water down there. We just got to figure out some way to pump it up. It seemed like them artesian wells are...
Well, son, you must be Mr. Ganther.
Mr. Cartwright, proud to know you.
Sorry about the trouble here. It was a long chance, but it was worth the effort, House.
But, Paul, we found the water. It's down there. We got it. We just got to figure out some way to get it up. Can we put a pump on it or something?
I'm afraid not. Take an awful lot of pumping and pull it up that far. Have to pump clear around the clock just to wet the bottom of that tank.
Maybe we could hook that pump to the walking beam. The horses would pull enough to help.
They couldn't pull up enough to keep themselves alive.
Hey, wait a minute. If you hook that pump shaft to a windmill, that will pump around the clock.
Why not, Tom? Windmills have been used all over the world for hundreds of years. They've been turning every grindstone and every mill in Holland for centuries.
Well, how come we ain't never used them?
We never had any use for them here until now. But, with God's help, we could bring water to this dried-out country, and maybe that would be a way of stopping people from killing each other. Now, look, this is what I think we ought to do. Young lady, would you get me a claw bar
Yes, Mr. Cartwright.
or something? Let's try that.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I secure it up around in here and along here and back here, and I think we've got it.
Yeah, watch the angle, though. Not too much, just enough to catch some of the wind.
Yeah, all we need now is about a dozen more.
Oh, Mr. Ganther, would you pull the rear axle off that buggy? We'll put it atop the frame and tie it in with the main shaft.
Fine. Well, we're going to need a cogwheel or something.
Oh, we'll need 3, but we'll have them as soon as Hoss and Little Joe get back.
Well, I hope Hoss doesn't forget that foot valve. Told him to unhook the barn pump and pull that shaft. He was so excited, I think he was only half listening.
Oh, he'll get it. Let's hope it's the right size.
My real worry is whether or not Joe can get that main gear wheel. I know they use them down at the mines, but the question is, do they have any extra ones?
They'd better, or Joe will take the one they do have.
Mr. Kent.
We didn't know it was you, Hoss. We saw the wagon coming and decided to stop it. But it might be some people from the flatlands.
Well, that's mighty neighborly of you, Mr. Kent. If you get out of our way and let us through, I don't think I have to remind you you're on our land.
We know where we are. You'll find plenty more of us on your land. There's men blocking every road and trail from the low country. You can tell that to your father.
Oh, why don't you tell him, Mr. Lane? I'd like to see you stand up to my pa and tell him just that.
Now, we're not looking for trouble, boy. We can't let your father bring those people up here. They take over everything. You've got to admit, a man has a duty to protect his own.
Look, I'm getting tired of this talk, Mr. Kent. You either tell these men to get out in front of this wagon or I'm going to run these horses over them.
You want to send some of the men along behind them?
What for?
Well, Cartwrights might be planning something. Could be they expect to hit us in the back when the others come up the road.
There are only 4 Cartwrights. 10 times as many of us. They won't give us any trouble.
Adam? That's Cloud. Been traveling this way for the last couple of hours. Your eyes are better than mine. What's underneath it?
Riders, wagons. Another dust cloud behind that one. There's more riders and wagons.
Yeah. More guns. What's keeping those brothers of yours?
Oh, don't worry, Pa. Everything's going to be all right.
Sure, everything's going to be all right. Suppose they didn't get the gear wheel. Suppose they couldn't get the cogs.
Well, if they forget anything, we'll just send them back. Make another trip.
There isn't time for another trip. Those Flatlanders are already moving up to the high country. And don't tell me to take it easy.
Sorry, sir.
Just that I'm worried if they ever get into a fight with Kent, a lot of people are going to get hurt.
Now, we got it, Pa. Everything we need. We rode right through them without firing a shot.
Yeah, but only because we got out of there when we did. This one here is about to start something, Mr. Kent and that fellow Lane.
Where'd you run into them?
Up on our own high road. Yeah, Kent's the leader, but that Lane's the troublemaker. One of these days, I'm going to have a session with that man.
You stay out of his way. Come on, let's unload the gear.
What's a session?
What's a what?
A session. You said you were going to have a session with that man.
You wouldn't understand.
Is it a fight?
I will suppose it is, Pigtails.
Nothing. I just wouldn't want you to get hurt.
Well, that's funny. I didn't think you liked me.
I don't.
Come on, get the other stuff.
All right.
Mr. Cartwright?
Yes, I am.
We told your neighbors we'd be coming back. We're going through this time. Going through to green grass and water.
What is your name, sir?
Bill Collins.
Mr. Collins, don't try it. You won't get through. They must have about 50 men guarding that road. And if you do try to get through, well, some of you are bound to get killed.
Maybe, but we'll do some killing, too.
Mr. Collins, it won't work. Me and Little Joe saw them. They got the woods full of men, behind every bush and rock. They got you outnumbered 2 to 1.
There are more coming, and we'll get through. The Lord didn't mean for some to have water and others to have none.
And that's true enough. He didn't mean that. And I'll tell you, there is water, and there's green grass enough for all of you. And it's yours, on one condition.
We thank you, but what do you mean by a condition?
It's yours if you let me lead you to the high country. Now, it'll be a long, hard ride over some pretty rough trails, but there won't be any men to stop you.
What happens if they try to drive us off once we get there?
Well, you'll have my boys and myself fighting on your side.
We're very grateful to you, Mr. Cartwright, but we don't want to cause trouble for you and your boys.
Well, don't let that worry you none.
Well, that's about as right as it's ever going to be. Want to try it?
Let's give it a try. Throw the lever.
Is it gonna work?
Honey, let's pray it will.
Hey, look at it, Joe. Adam, look at the rod. It's going up and down. It's working. It's pumping.
It's not pulling yet.
Come on, pull, pump. Please, pull. Please, please.
Come on, cup it. You're spilling some of it.
From the shed. We gotta extend that trough up to the water tank. Joe, ride out and tell Pa we found the water and get those people back here.
Right, we got enough water for everybody. Now everybody in the flatlands can build a windmill and have all the water they need.
Yeah, but wait a minute. I started this whole thing, and I'm going to get to tell them about the finish.
All right, get out of here. Go. Come on, Adam, I'll buy you a drink. Oh, wow, look at it. Oh.
We found the water, Paul, a whole ocean of it at the Ganther. All we got to do is pump it out of the ground. We'll help you fellas build your windmills.
That's wonderful, son. Wonderful.
Did I hear you say there's water? Water for everybody?
That's just what you did here, Mr. Collins. And you were right. The Lord did not mean for some to have water and others to have none. You hear that, man? You're going back. You'll have all the water you'll ever need. You're going back to your own land.
How does a person say thank you for a gift as wonderful as water?
Oh, ma'am, it was really Horse's idea in the first place, and your husband's faith that kept us working at it.
We knew there was water there all the time, didn't we, Jason?
Sure did, Horace.
Sure you did. With just a little help from casings, walking beams, and pinwheels.
Here, boy. Maybe you'll have time to play with this now.
Oh, well, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, come on, boy. No playing for you. Plenty of work at home.
Yeah, come on, little buddy. We'll make you a little red wagon so you can help us. What's that for?
Just to keep you honest.
Where are you hurt?
Just broken ribs, I guess.
How'd it happen?
Rattlesnake spooked my horse. Fell on me, ran off. I've been crawling on this hard ground for hours. I'm done in.
Well, I'll get you to a doctor.
No, I don't live far from here. Get me home, my missus will take care of me.
Where is it?
Not far. Oak Meadows.
I think you'd be better off with a doctor. I found this man down the road. He's badly hurt. Said he lived here at Oak Meadow and his wife would take care of him. You his wife?
Take him into town. He's better off with a doctor.
Well, he's almost unconscious. It'd be too rough a trip for him. Well, he's your husband. You want him dead?
All right, bring him in.
easy, does it? Oh,
What's wrong with him?
well, he said his horse fell off. He's got a couple of busted ribs. Nothing too serious, but he's got a lot of pain.
What do you intend to do with him?
Well, I'm going to try to help him if I can. I'll need some strips of cloth to bind up that chest, a little whiskey to help kill the pain. Well, you do want to help him, don't you?
There's some old sheets I can tear up. The whiskey's on that shelf.
Yeah, try that. Help a little? Help a little? Huh?
Yeah, thanks. My wife, don't blame her. I brought her out here from San Francisco a little less than a year ago. It was a rough change for her.
Yeah, I bet it was.
You know, it's easy for a man. For Ann, a lot different. She wasn't up to the change. Made her sort of hard.
Now, see if you can get that shirt up a little bit, will you? Then we can wrap him up.
No, I never did have a chance to thank you. I do now.
Glad I came along.
Name's Grant. Matthew Grant. This is my wife, Ann.
Adam Cartwright.
Cartwright? The Ponderosa?
Will you stop turning? It's hard enough to do.
You familiar with the Ponderosa?
Who isn't? It's the richest, largest spread this side of the Rockies. It's getting kind of late. How about staying for dinner?
Well, I don't want to put you to any trouble.
I'm used to trouble. You're welcome to stay.
Well, I would appreciate a warm meal.
You can stable your horse out in the barn.
Well, that and the whiskey ought to get you through the night, all right. I guess the rest is up to you, man.
Thanks.
I'll take care of my horse. I'll be right back.
Why did you come back?
That's my wife for you. I sure know where to come for sympathy.
Never mind that. Remember, you're talking to me.
How could I forget it? And I made a mistake. I should never have brought you here from San Francisco.
I'm not talking about San Francisco now. I'm asking you why you came back.
Where else would I go? This is my home. I'm hurt.
Not your home. It's a place you could drop your coat till you get bored. We settled this before you left.
Suppose I told you I was wrong.
How often have I heard that?
Ann. Believe, Ann. Please believe.
What are you up to this time?
Leave it alone, Ann. Leave it alone. Did you miss me?
Last time you left was supposed to be for good. Why should I miss you?
Here's one reason. Why do you fight me, Ann? You know we love each other.
What do we do now?
I don't know.
That thing loaded?
Of course it's loaded. Wouldn't do any good if it was empty.
Got a point there. I hope you don't intend to use it.
I will if I have to.
Gotta put my hands down now? What's your name?
Jody Grant. I lied to you. This isn't loaded. Pa would blister me good. If it was, and he wasn't here.
Well, your Pa taught you good.
You know my pa?
Yeah, met him today. It's up at the house.
My pa?
Yeah.
My pa's home?
That's right.
Pa, am I glad to see you?
Easy, son.
Gosh, Pa. What happened?
Oh, your dad got banged up a little bit, that's all. Horse side, threw him. Bruised a couple of ribs.
That dumb horse. I hope you whacked him good.
I will when he gets home. Now, sit down here. Tell me. You been taking care of your ma while Dad's away?
He had to. He's the only man in the house.
In that case, there's a little package over there in my coat. Go get it for me, will you? And the other one, son. That's right. You open it. It's for you.
For me, Pa? It's pretty, Pa. It's the prettiest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's sharp as a razor, too. So don't you go slicing off any fingers.
I'll be careful, and I'll keep it with me all the time. And, Pa, I'm glad you're back. Pa says this is sharp as a razor. Ain't you glad he's back?
Well, come on in. Everything all right?
Fine. I borrowed a little hay from a horse, all right?
Well, sure. Oh, this is my son, Jody.
Oh, yeah, we met.
I'll get dinner. It's pot roast. Leftover.
Sounds pretty good.
As usual, we're out of wood.
Well, look, just tell me where it is. I'll be glad to get it for you.
Oh, it's round and back. Jody?
Oh, sure, Pa. I'll show him.
Good. Lead the way.
Thank you.
Not much left. Pa's been gone a while, and we've used most of what we've had.
Yeah, axe is kind of dull. Could use a little honing. Hey.
Pa said he'd get to it the first chance he got.
Hey, no. That's no way to cut wood. Didn't your pa ever teach you how to chop wood?
Of course he did. I forgot, that's all.
Well, you cut it with the grain like this, see? Let's take this new knife of yours and whittle up some chips, maybe, huh? Mrs. Grant, that's one of the best meals I've ever had.
Thank you. Nice to cook for a good appetite.
This is quite away from the Ponderosa, Mr. Cartwright. What brings you out here?
I was looking for some of our cattle.
Way over here? I know the Ponderosa's big, but it doesn't spread this far.
No, our land doesn't, but it looks like some of our cows do.
What are you getting at, Mr. Cartwright?
I think he means that some of the Ponderosa cattle were rustled.
Yeah, about 30 head. I was following their trail when I came across your husband.
Gosh, Pa. 30 head. Do you think we'll ever have that many?
Oh, that's not so many, Jody. Just a drop in the bucket, the Ponderosa.
Whoever the rustlers were, they weren't very smart. They left about 150 head up there on the mesa.
You'd better guard them, Mr. Cartwright. Prime beef brings top dollar. Some men figure it's worth the risk.
Man gets caught, he's hanged. Somehow I can't quite see that it's worth the risk.
I've told you about that window 100 times.
All right, I'll start fixing tomorrow.
And What makes you think you'll be able to move tomorrow?
So we'll hire some help.
You know we can't afford to do that.
And it'll just wait until I can get around. Look, I'm sure Mr. Cartwright doesn't want to hear our troubles.
Why don't you stay and help us?
That young man just earned you a trip to your room.
Well, why, Pa? He can chop wood like anything. I know he can fix the barn.
That's enough, Jody. I said get to your room.
No, wait a minute. The boy has a point. Winter's coming on, and it can get kind of rough up here. Now, you laid up the way you are, it's going to be pretty uncomfortable. No, really, I'd like to help out.
No, you've got your own work to do.
Well, I think the Ponderosa can get along without me for a few days.
It isn't right. Jody's put you in a position where it's pretty hard to refuse.
No, well, I'm offering my help because I want to. But it's your decision, Matt.
It's a chance to get the barn fixed.
All right. You can bed down in the barn, and you better get him some blankets.
Good. Now, I'm going to need a couple of hands to help me, so how'd you like to be my helper? Pay you 25 cents a day.
25 cents a day? You bet I would.
All right, now we got to get a bright and early start, right after breakfast.
Best you will get to bed now, Jody. It'll be a full day tomorrow.
Good night, Pa.
Good night, son.
Thanks for the knife. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sleep with it right under my pillow.
Boy.
Good night, Adam.
Night, Jody.
I hope you'll be comfortable.
Looks fine to me. Tell me, Mrs. Grant, does your husband work in town?
Why do you ask?
Oh, well, he seems to be gone from the place a great deal.
What makes you say that?
General condition of the property?
My husband hasn't felt it necessary to tell me where he goes when he leaves here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to pry.
No harm done.
Long way from San Francisco, isn't it?
I'm a long way from San Francisco, Oroville, Sonora, a lot of other places. My husband had a dream of being a wealthy rancher. His enthusiasm lasted about 6 months. In a way, I suppose I should be grateful. It's longer than most of his dreams have lasted. Forgive me, I didn't mean to talk about my troubles.
Well, sometimes it's good to talk things out.
Well, if you need anything, let us know. Good night.
Mrs. Grant, do you like it here?
Very much. So does Jody. It's the first place we've thought of as home.
That's important to you, isn't it?
A home for myself, a home for my child. It's important to any woman, Mr. Cartwright.
Well, don't worry. Things usually work out if you want it enough.
Sure. Sure they do. Good night, Mr. Cartwright.
I give it a try.
Works slicker than wet mud.
Jody, looks like we got company.
Oh, boy, how you doing?
How's that fine-looking maw of yours?
You the hired hand?
Helping out for a few days.
Place looks good. Better than I ever seen it.
Is your pa in? You better learn some manners, boy.
you're apt to lose a few strips of your hide.
Simmer down, Chad. You can get a brood of your own, raise them as you see fit. Is Grant in?
Yeah, he's in the cabin. Do you have any particular reason for behaving the way you did?
Got a good reason. I don't like them.
They come to visit your pa's at the time he usually goes away.
Yeah, every time.
Ever tell you and your ma where he's going?
Why should he?
Think a lot of your pa, don't you?
He's the best man in the whole world.
Enough said. See, we can't get this fence fixed.
Can I hammer some of the nails in?
Well, you play your cards right, you can hammer all the nails in, and I'll just sit and watch.
You do, and you'll have to raise my pay to 30 cents a day.
I was afraid you'd say that.
Hey, hold it a minute.
Forget it. You're just asking for trouble.
Yeah, that's the kind of trouble I like.
Come on.
Well, if it isn't my two best friends.
Glad to see you made it, man.
Yeah, sure. I know it troubled you guys a lot to leave me out there alone with a couple of busted ribs.
Of course it did. We stopped to help, those cows would have scattered and we'd have lost them.
But Chad's right, Matt. The whole night would have been wasted. Besides, we knew you'd be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah. Now, what about those stolen cows?
All delivered, nice and neat. 30 head at $50 apiece. That's $1,500 split 3 ways. There's your share. 500. Better to make those ribs feel better, huh?
Who's that you got working for you?
His name's Adam. Adam Cartwright.
What? You mean he?
Yeah. The man whose cows we stole.
What's he doing out there?
That steer hooked my horse and threw me. He found me, brought me home.
Why's he still here?
Just helping out until I get back on my feet.
Listen, Matt. Why do you think a rich man like Adam Cartwright would play hired hand to you?
Because he's that kind of a man.
You helped us rustle those Cartwright cattle. Adam Cartwright shows up at your ranch. He stays here. You think it's just to fix your fences for you?
He's got no reason to link me with those stolen cows.
Maybe not. But it ain't healthy. Besides, his being here can foul up our big deal.
What big deal?
There's 150 head of Cartwright cattle still waiting for us on the upper mesa.
Look, I know that. You guys must be loco. Twice in a row.
That's the beauty of it. Everybody will think the same thing.
Except for one Cartwright. The one out there.
Yeah. Listen, Matt. Even if he doesn't suspect you're the first job, and I think he does, we can't afford to take any chances.
He knows us. He knows you. He's liable to put 2 and 2 together after the job's over with.
No, he'll be leaving soon.
That ain't good enough, Matt. Mr. Cartwright's got to leave permanent.
What's that you say?
You heard me.
Are you asking me to murder a man?
Make it look like an accident.
Like he got hurt. Maybe looking too close at that wife of yours. She's mighty tempting.
That's enough. Now listen, Matt. I don't care how you do it. You got to get rid of Cartwright before we pull the job. That's on Tuesday. Listen, you got 2 choices. Us or jail. Don't you try to run out on us. I promise you we'll be quicker than jail. Don't forget, by Tuesday.
that gun pretty good in spite of those ribs. It's quite a boy you got there. You're a lucky man, Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Adam, how about you trying to knock him over?
Well, I don't know. I'm a little out of practice.
Let's see if you're as good as Pa. Pa knocked down 4 out of 6. Didn't you, Pa?
Go ahead. Give it a try.
Why not?
Six for 6. You're better than Pa. Of course, he's not feeling so good.
Jody's right. You did better.
Did you ever have to shoot anyone, Adam?
Did you?
Yeah. But only when there was no other way out.
I'm going to learn how to handle a gun like you do, Adam. Then nobody better fool around with me.
Jody, gun's only a tool. Just like your jackknife. Now, it's no better, no worse than the man who handles it. Any man can pull a trigger. It's not hard. But it takes a big man not to pull one.
I'm ready to go into town. You said you'd drive me.
Oh, good, Ma. I'll go hitch up the team.
Well, I can't. I don't feel up to it yet.
Matthew, we have to have supplies. The ranch doesn't run itself.
I said I can't. I'm not up to it.
I'd be glad to drive you in, Mrs. Grant.
I can manage alone. I've done it before.
Well, I was planning on going into town today anyway.
Thank you. I could use the help.
Give Jody a hand.
My ribs still ache. I don't think it's worth taking a chance.
I agree. You'd be a fool to take a chance.
Well, son, what are you doing in town? You expect to find the cattle here?
Something came up. I got sidetracked.
I thought you were supposed to be on them rustlers' trail. What happened?
I lost it.
Lost it? What have you been doing for the past few days?
Well, I came across this family. A man was hurt. They couldn't afford help, so I agreed to stay on a while.
Well, it's very generous of you. Probably very good for them, but how about your own family's problems? Well, how much longer will you be with them?
Any time now. The man's almost well.
You better make it today. Our plan's almost set.
You mean the 150 head up on the mesa?
Yeah, the bait. Perhaps ready to be snapped shut.
Anyway, I'll go on back tonight, pack and get out, and I'll join you later.
You'd better get going. Little Joe's waiting for us at the mesa.
See you there.
You finished? I've got everything but Jody. He's inside there trying to make up his mind between jelly beans and jawbreakers.
Well, I'll see if I can't hurry him up a little bit.
Sure is fond of you. You've been very good for him.
He's a fine boy. I'll miss him.
Miss him? What do you mean?
Well, I'm leaving tonight. Your husband can manage the ranch now. There's no point in my staying.
We'll miss you too, Adam. I'll never forget what you've done for us.
My pleasure. Here, let me help you.
Afternoon, Miss Grant. Nice day, huh? Is your husband with you?
No.
Well, would you give him a message for us? Just remind him today's Tuesday.
I'll tell him nothing. You leave us alone. Stay out of our lives.
Now, you don't really mean that, ma'am. I mean, after all, you and your boy got to eat, haven't you?
What's that got to do with you?
Well, your husband gave you money for these supplies, didn't he? Where do you think he got it?
I don't know what you mean.
All right, Mrs. Innocent, I'll tell you what we mean. The money you just spent came from cattle stolen by your husband and us from the Cartwrights.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and tonight he's going with us again. Where do you think you're going? To tell the sheriff? What are you going to tell him? That we're rustlers along with your husband?
Let me go. Let go of me. You're hurting me. Let go of her.
Get back, kid.
Do as the boy says. Jody, stand aside. I won't tell you again, mister.
You want to play hero? You'll be a dead one. You can't get us both.
Maybe not. But I can get you.
Never met a woman yet worth killing over.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Here's your candy. Up on a wagon. There you go.
Pa, you should have been there. Adam was different than I've ever seen him before. He sure made that Chad back down underneath dirt.
Jody, I don't think I want to hear any more about it.
And when they left, Adam just stood there as calm as if nothing had happened.
Don't you understand, boy? I said I didn't want to hear any more about it.
Matthew, please.
Please, what? I've had a belly full of Adam Cartwright. You understand that?
We don't have to worry about Adam anymore. He's leaving. He's in the barn now, saddling his horse. Jody, I think you better go to your room.
Sorry, Pa, if I said anything wrong.
Don't you understand him? He's just a small boy. He's prone to hero worship.
I'm his father. The way he's acted since Cartwright's been here, I could just as well be a total stranger.
You've been a stranger a lot longer than that. Where are you going?
Out. For a few days, you can say my goodbyes for me.
Matthew, I don't want you to go.
I have to go. It's important. And it can mean a lot to us.
It can mean a lot more if you stay.
What are you talking about?
I never asked you for anything, but I'm asking you now. Please don't leave.
This will be the last time, I promise you. When I get back, everything will be different. Living like this, nothing. I can start being a father to Jody. Give him the things he wants.
You can't buy your son's love. You've got to earn it.
I'll earn it. After tonight.
I've asked you as a favor to me. Please don't go.
I'm telling you I have to go. Now let's have no more nonsense about it.
You're a thief.
What did you say?
I said you're a thief. I know all about you and your friends. I ran into them in town today. They told me about you. I know where you're going. I know what you're planning to do.
All right. So you know.
How could you? How could you steal from the man who saved your life?
And I've got to do this. I'm hooked with these two men. Besides, that money will give us another chance.
We've got a chance right here on this land. We don't need that kind of money.
What good are those steers to the Cartwrights? Nothing. And it'll be a new life for us.
We started new lives 3 times, and every time the going got rough, you ran away. That's what you're doing again.
This will be the last time. I swear it.
I've forgiven you time after time after time after time because I loved you. But if you do this thing, don't come back because there'll be no love left.
And don't say that.
need you.
It won't work anymore. Let go of me.
Anne.
Take your hands off me.
All right. I should never have come back.
No, don't you touch me! Don't you ever touch me again! Come on. Come on, get out. Don't get yourself killed.
Mom, take care of me, Mom. Pa isn't bad, is he? Pa isn't bad.
In here, Jody.
Adam, my pa.
Oh, he just left. He said he was going into town.
They were fighting, Adam. It scared me. They never talked that way before. He hit her.
Well, you just stay here, and I'll go take a look, all right?
Adam, my pa, he isn't bad, is he?
Nah, Jody, he might have done a bad thing, but he's not bad. Now, you just stay here. Come on. You hurt?
No.
Jody told me about the quarrel. Sorry.
Did he tell you what it was about?
No? What's wrong?
Those cattle that were stolen from you, Matthew was part of it. You knew that, didn't you?
Yeah, I suspected it.
You still gave him the benefit of the doubt. Why?
I thought he was worth it.
He was once. Those men who came here, they're going to do it again. They're going to take your cattle. That's where Matthew's gone.
I know we were expecting the second raid. My family and I have a trap set for him.
They'll be shooting. Killing.
I'm afraid so. Do you want me to try and stop your husband? If I do, it still means prison for what he's done.
Please. Like Jody, I love him. I want him alive. Jody!
He's going after his father. I'll bring them both back.
Jody!
Pa! Oh, Pa, please.
Jody, what's the matter? What are you doing here?
Please don't go. Please don't.
What are you talking about?
I heard you and Ma fighting. Please don't go. Ma doesn't want you to go.
Jody, you shouldn't have come after me. What I have to do is beyond your understanding. I want you to get back on your horse and go home.
Pa, I want to stay with you. Please.
What I do, I do for you and your mother. Now go on. Go on home.
No, Pa, no.
Oh, Jody. I told you I'm going to put you back on your horse and you're going home. Now come on.
Grant? I'm taking you back. The both of you.
Go home, Jody.
The boy stays. I said I'm taking you both back.
You're not going to stop me. You said anyone can pull a trigger. But it takes a big man not to pull one. You want to shoot me, you'll shoot me in the back. We'll see how big a man you are.
I'd get on your horse. I'm taking you home. Give it up, Matt. It's no use.
Get up. Look, I'm not a big man, Adam. I can pull the trigger.
No, Pa, no.
Stay back, Jody.
Can't shoot at him. He was just trying to help you. Honest, he was.
You've ridden into a man-sized problem, son. But you understand, it's either Adam or me.
Here, Pa, I don't want it anymore.
Jody. Come on, son. We're going home.
You don't have to do this, Matt. It's all over as far as I'm concerned.
Hear that, Pa? You don't have to give yourself up. Adam won't say anything.
I know that, Jody, but now when you did wrong, I punished you, didn't I?
Yes, Pa.
And it was forgotten. And we started fresh. Well, I've done something wrong. I know it. Your mom knows it. You know it. I've got to face up to my punishment. And when I get back, we'll forget it and start fresh. Do you understand? Good. Now you take good care of your mom.
I will, Pa. I promise.
Hey, Jody, give me a hand with those horses, will you?
Well, will you mind waiting? It shouldn't be more than a year. It'll be right next time. I know what I have now.
Goodbye. If you need any help, you know where you have a friend.
I know.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Well, Adam, you missed it. Those two rustlers walked right into the trap.
Yep. Too bad they tried to fight their way out.
Who's that?
It's a man that's walking in instead of being carried. I'll tell you about it on the way home.
Come on, look who's waiting.
Well, here we are, safe and sound.
Safe and sound. Joe, you drive too fast.
I'm just trying to bring a little excitement into your life. I think taking care of your pond brothers made you too serious.
Do you think breaking my neck driving with you will cure that?
No, but I think I can think of another cure for you.
I wonder where Dad and Jimmy are.
Dad and Jimmy? Carolyn, don't you have any romance in your soul?
They really should have been back by now.
Yeah, well, don't worry about them. You know, it takes a little time to look at 1,000 acres of land.
You should have gone up, too. Jimmy went with them.
Well, Jimmy's a good son, and I'm no good. I'm kind of shiftless and irresponsible. I think you know what I mean. Are you looking for somebody, stranger?
Yeah, a man called Partridge, you know him?
Lem Partridge is my father.
Is he here?
So you got some business with him?
Yeah, kinda. Him and me's old friends.
He's not here now. He's up in the hills surveying a piece of land with Mr. Cartwright. You can wait for him.
Yeah, well, I'll catch up with him later. You just tell your daddy an old friend from Tucson dropped by. Tell him Jack Grote said hello.
Carolyn, what's the matter? Well, tell me what's the matter. The man outside, you knew him, didn't you?
No, I didn't know him. My father did.
Who is he?
Jack Grote from Tucson. It's my mother. My father said once if it hadn't been for Jack Grote, my mother'd be alive today.
Well, for a young couple supposed to be enjoying themselves, you're both looking mighty serious. Oh, that's really fine land up there, little Joe. This time tomorrow, your father and I are going to own it. How about staying for supper? Try some of Carolyn's cooking.
Dad, there was a man looking for you.
Oh, what man?
Jack Grote from Tucson.
Jack Grote.
Dad, isn't that the man that...
Yes, that was the man.
He said he'd be around for a while and he'd see you.
I guess I always expected he would.
Well, Dad, what are you going to do?
Do? What's there to do?
We've got to do something.
Don't worry about it, son. I'll handle it.
Mr. Partridge, I know it's none of my business, but is it true what Carolyn said, that this man Grote was responsible for the death of your wife?
Yes, little Joe, it's true. Happened about 10 years ago in Tucson. One sunny, peaceful day. Their mother had gone out shopping, trying to find a bolt of cloth to make a dress for Carolyn. There were two men, both ugly drunk, started shooting up the street, trying to kill one another. When she came out of that shop, one of their bullets hit her. A dozen men standing by, just watching. When I got there, she was dead.
And one of these two men was Grote.
I was sheriff of Tucson at the time and was sworn to uphold the law. So the only thing I could do was to send them both to prison, which I did. But I made a sad mistake that day. I should have killed them in the street like a pair of mad dogs. Instead, I arrested them and gave them a fair trial. I tried to convince myself that I had done the right thing. But that's mighty small comfort when you're burying your wife.
Well, Dad, what are you going to do now?
I guess I'll just have to wait to see what he means to do, son. Now, stop worrying. I've handled plenty of men like Jack Grote. Let's have some supper, honey. You'll stay, won't you, Joseph?
Well, no, thank you, Mr. Partridge. I wish I could, but I better be getting back to the ranch.
You tell your father I'll meet him at 9 o'clock in the morning at the land office, all right?
Yes, sir. Good day, Carolyn. Jimmy?
Carolyn.
Yeah, Lem told me the same story some time ago.
What do you think this fella Grote intends to do?
Do? Now, when you've been sitting in jail for that long a time, stewing inside and building up a poison against the man who put you there, you might do anything.
You'd think it would be Partridge. You'd have all the hatred.
Yeah, well, I guess when his wife was killed, Lem kind of sickened on his job. He never even taught his boy how to handle a gun.
Seems all the things he's been running from these years are about to catch up with him, don't it?
Pa, why don't you go to the sheriff?
Well, Lem Partridge is a grown man. I'm having a meeting with Lem and Wade Cowley about that land deal in the morning. I might try to persuade him to go see Roy. Hoss, you riding with me?
Sure, Paul. Whoop. How long is it going to be, Paul?
Oh, just as long as it takes for Lem and me to haggle with Wade Cowley over the price and then sign our names. You load up the buckboard and, don't forget, make sure that side meat is...
I know. The side meat's nice and lean.
All right. I'll meet you back at the store as soon as we're finished.
Right.
Wade? Oh, Ben? Jimmy? Where's your father?
Carolyn and I talked him into going to see Sheriff Coffey.
Good. Oh, Wade, I hope you haven't changed your mind about selling that land.
I'm no rancher, Ben. I'm far more comfortable operating out of an office here in town.
There are days when I wouldn't mind changing places with you. I see you got the deed already. Hey, you didn't put the price down, did you? We still got some dealing to do, you know.
I'm just waiting for Lem Partridge.
Well, you'll sell your land, don't you worry now.
Well, I'm not worried, Ben. Oh, here he is now. You looking for someone, mister?
Well, I was told I'd find a man named Len Partridge.
My name's Partridge.
Well, you ain't the Partridge I'm looking for, Sonny.
You want my father.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess old Lem would have a boy about your age now. I guess he would.
Who are you, mister? What do you want?
Oh, I just want to say hello to an old friend from Tucson.
You're Jack Grote.
Well, now, sure does make a man feel at home to have folks know his name.
What do you want with my father?
Easy, Jimmy, easy. Ben, be careful.
Yeah, be careful. This ain't none of your business. This is strictly between me and Partridge.
The boy asked what you wanted.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? His daddy should have taught him better manners. You shouldn't be so nosy, boy.
He's gonna kill him. He swore he would, because Dad sent him to prison.
I've been waiting 10 long years in Yuma prison for this day. And when Lem Partridge walks through that door, I'm gonna put a bullet right in the middle of his belly. And there ain't none of you that's gonna raise even a little finger to stop me. Not even you, boy. Suppose you just ease that gun out real slow. Over there on the table.
Keep quiet. Now, look, Grote. All this happened such a long time ago. Why bring it up now? Don't forget, last time you were lucky. You got away with a few years in prison. This time it'll be the rope. So why don't you just ride quietly out of town and forget the whole thing?
Last time was an accident. This time I know what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be a fair fight. He's gonna draw, then I'm gonna draw. Then I'm gonna walk right out of here.
Then I guess there isn't going to be any fight. Partridge hasn't worn a gun in 10 years.
Partridge knows I'm in town. He'll be carrying a gun.
He's unarmed. You shoot an unarmed man, you won't get 50 yards from that door.
If I know Partridge, and I do, he'll be armed. Over there. You two.
Come on, move!
Sit down, boy.
Paul, what'd he do?
Killed Jimmy Partridge. I should have killed him. Take him to the sheriff's office. I gotta tell them.
Sheriff, I think I'm going to be very comfortable here. It's better than I'm used to. Yeah, it's a real nice little jail.
Inside.
Well, I never got Lem Partridge, did I? But I got his boy. Now let Partridge suffer like I done for 10 years in Yuma.
You're gonna hang, mister.
Oh, I don't think so. No, that boy went for a gun. That makes a fair fight out of it, and I got 2 witnesses to prove it.
You got a couple of witnesses that heard you say you was out to get Lynn Partridge, too, Buster.
Big boy, they don't hang a man in this territory for what he meant to do.
If it was one of your own sons, Ben, you'd have done something. But you didn't. You're guilty. Both you and Wade, just the same as if you'd pulled that trigger.
Old Lem didn't mean what he was saying. As soon as he simmers down, give him his gun back, huh?
Come on, Paul, let's go home. Paul.
I don't know what to say. I got no words. He was a good boy. Never did any harm. "18 years old. Boy, he never even had a chance.
Sorry we're late, Lem. We want to pay our respects.
A little late for respects, isn't it?
Dad.
You're a big man around here, Ben Cartwright. But from now on, to me, you're a small man. Small man. Who stood by and let my son die.
It's not Mr. Cartwright's fault that Jimmy's dead.
A man that stands by and lets evil happen. He's as guilty as the one who does the evil. You can't salve your conscience shedding tears at this boy's grave, Ben. Because you're not wanted here.
Lem, I'm your friend.
Not anymore. You stopped being my friend when you let my boy go for that gun.
I've never ever seen Paul like this before. He's taking it terrible hard.
Well, he's known Lem Partridge for quite a long time. He was like an uncle to Jimmy.
Yeah, but he's acting like it was his fault that the boy got killed. I don't get it.
He's upset about what Mr. Partridge said.
But he must know he wasn't responsible.
Well, not for what he did. He's thinking about what he might have done.
Yeah. Looks like there's something we could do or say or something.
Maybe there is. Maybe we can prove that he couldn't have stopped him. Pa, we've been talking, and I got an idea.
Adam talking isn't going to help anything.
Don't you realize there wasn't anything you could do about it?
I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think I'll ever know.
Well, there's a way to find out.
What do you mean?
I think I know how to take the doubt out of your mind.
Now, wait.
Hello, Ben. Little Joe, Adam. What can I do for you?
Well, it may seem a little strange to you, Mr. Cowley, but we want to go over what happened yesterday. We'd like to go through it the way it actually happened.
With empty guns, of course.
Where were you standing, huh?
Over there by the corner of the desk.
Joe, get over there. And where was your gun?
That table, just on the side of it.
Joe? Where were you, Mr. Cowley?
Well, I was over there by Ben. What's the sense of all this?
Well, you'll understand in just a minute. Now, where was Jimmy?
He's sitting in that chair.
And, Grote?
Grote was right here by the window. Look, Adam, I don't like this.
Well, it's the only way now. What actually happened now?
Well, Grote stepped up to the window where you are, had his gun in his hand, and he just moved over to the window because he heard someone coming. I guess he thought it was Lem. And he began to pull down that shade. That's when it happened. Jimmy went for my gun.
All right, let's see what happens. You see, Pa, you wouldn't have made it.
Well, maybe Grote wouldn't have been as quick as you.
And you wouldn't have been as quick as me, Pa.
I don't know. I'll never know for sure. I didn't go for that gun before Jimmy.
Pa, that's not the point. We just showed you if you went for the gun first, you would have been killed. You didn't have a chance.
You don't understand. You weren't in my shoes.
Well, what more proof do you need?
Thank you. Joe, look, you going back home. Something I've got to do. Right, wait. Is your father here, Carolyn?
No, he isn't.
Oh, where is he?
I don't know, Mr. Cartwright. I don't know.
What's the matter, Carolyn?
It's my father. I've never seen him like this before, Mr. Cartwright.
Now, Carolyn. Come on now. Pull yourself together. Now, tell me what's wrong.
After the funeral yesterday, my father rode away and he didn't come back until dark. He wouldn't eat any supper. He sent me to bed, but I could hear him pacing all night long.
All night?
Yes. I dozed off and on, but I could still hear it. Early this morning, I couldn't stand it anymore, so I walked into the room and found him cleaning a rifle. I'm sorry to be such a baby.
Oh, Carolyn. You've had a terrible few days. Did your father say anything to you?
No, he didn't. He just... When I saw him with a gun, I just rushed over and tried to take it from him. He pushed me away. Mr. Cartwright, that's the first time my father's ever touched me in anger.
Oh, dear. You know, men sometimes say things or do things in anger which they really don't mean.
Well, he didn't even look like my father. He just glared at me and turned and left the house. I heard him ride away on his horse.
When was this?
Oh, this was a couple of hours ago.
I'd better be going now.
Mr. Cartwright, please, tell me something. I don't understand. When my mother died, my father put up his guns. Now when my brother dies, he puts them back on.
Carolyn, sometimes when grief piles up on a man, his thinking gets blurred in spite of himself.
But why does he have to kill Grote?
Oh, no one's going to kill Grote. Grote's in jail. Now, Sheriff Coffey and I are your father's friends, so don't worry about anything.
Oh, thank you.
Have you eaten today? You better fix yourself something. Roy, the man left his place with a loaded rifle. In his frame of mind, is capable of doing anything.
That's right. You reckon he's coming here?
Well, I don't know where else he'd go. There's the man he wants.
But you ain't gonna let him take me, are you, Mr. Cartwright? Oh, sir. Because you know your duty as a citizen, don't you, Mr. Cartwright? And you too, Sheriff. You can't let that man come in here and kill an unarmed prisoner, now, can you? Oh, look at that big man. Yes, sir, ain't he a big man with that gun hanging from his belt? But you wasn't so big yesterday, was you, Mr. Cartwright?
Better find Partridge, Roy. Try to talk some sense into him.
Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. You can't take off and leave me alone here. He'll kill me.
You're right, Ben. We can't go off and leave him alone. My deputy's taking a prisoner down to Carson. You mind spelling me off while I have a look around and see if I can find Lem?
All right. If you do find him, go easy on him, will you?
Yeah.
Oh, it sure does give a man a good feeling to know he's being guarded by the chief witness for the defense.
Well, let me tell you something, Grote. When I testify at the trial, it'll be against you, not for you.
Well, you got to tell the truth, don't you? I mean, a big, upstanding citizen like you ain't gonna lie. How is he?
You'll hang, Grote. One way or another, you'll hang.
What do you mean?
Put up that rifle, Lem.
Now, you step aside, Cartwright, because I'd just as soon kill you, too.
Look, Lem, I can't let you do this.
All right. You got a gun? Try and stop me. Now I'm going to count. And when I get to 3, you better be out of the way or go for your gun. 1.
Don't be a fool, Lem.
2.
Use your head.
3.
To jail.
Now, the next time it's going to be for keeps.
You better shoot for keeps.
He tried to kill us. He tried to kill both of us. Ben, are you all right?
I'm all right. Yeah, it's only a flesh wound.
Ben, he meant to kill you.
He could have killed me, he didn't.
Even though he thinks you and I are guilty?
Maybe we are guilty.
How could we be guilty? Guilty of what?
We're guilty of what we did yesterday or didn't do in the land office.
It's only human. Are you saying we're guilty of being human? Ben, you all right?
Yeah, I'll live. Where's Lem?
Well, he got away. This is pretty serious. You know, it's one thing to wanting revenge on the man that killed your own son. But it's another to go around with a gun just shooting at people.
What are you going to do?
I'm going out and get a posse together and send them out to look for him. I don't reckon he'll be home after this.
Roy, Partridge is an old friend of mine. Don't hurt him. Let me go look for him, will you?
Ben, you just do whatever you want, but I got a job to do. Now, he's wounded one man and tried to kill another one. I got to bring him in just any way I can.
Carolyn, has your father been here?
No, Mr. Cartwright.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
You fellers want me to whip up a batch of eggs? It's way past supper time.
No, I'm not hungry. I still say we ought to be out looking for Pa.
We've been all through that. It's not going to do any good for all of us to go running around the landscape. Pa wants us, he'll come for us here at the ranch.
Hell, it's just not like Pa to go this long without sending word.
Well, ain't no use in sitting around worrying about it. We might as well eat. How do you want your eggs?
Said I'm not hungry. I don't know what you're going to do. I'm going to look for Pa.
Well, now, wait. There's no sense in all of us going out looking for him. I'll stay here just in case. Why don't you check all the ranches west of here and see if anybody's seen him? I'll ride into town and see if I can find him. Now, don't look so worried. Eat some of your eggs and it'll take your mind off your troubles.
Hey, Sheriff! Sheriff, why don't you stop that paperwork and put some wood in the stove? I'm freezing.
By the time I get this paperwork finished, you're going to be on your way to a place where you're never going to get cold again.
Oh, you and Cartwright, if you ain't a pair of big men in a small puddle. Well, you listen, old man. I'm going to have myself a trial, and then I'm going to walk out of here free.
You think so?
Yes, I think so. That boy was shot in self-defense, and you know it as well as I do.
Well, let me just tell you something about this small puddle. The folks that live here are the folks that is going to try you. And every one of them knows that Jimmy Partridge never handled a gun in all his life. And the witnesses are going to say that you threatened to kill Lem Partridge. They say Jimmy went for you, all right, but to protect his paw. And you shot him.
In self-defense, you old goat. He dove for the gun.
Now, how are you going to convince a jury of that? He never reached the gun, did he? He dove for it. And I got two witnesses very highly thought of in this small puddle that are going to testify to that.
You talk too much. All right? All right. Why would the boy try to reach me when he knowed I was going to gun him down, huh?
Why?
Yeah.
Because he loved his paw enough to take that chance. And all the people in this small puddle are going to know that, too.
More beautiful words from the big man. Well, it don't mean nothing.
You just stand back over there and I'll give you a hot grub.
Now, look, Sheriff. I told you I was freezing. You're such fine, upstanding people in this town. Is this how you treat your prisoners? You freeze them to death?
Oh, all right. Here, wrap yourself up in that and shut up.
I ain't gonna wrap myself up in this thing. It's crawling with bugs.
What are you talking about? That blanket was just washed.
All right, look, it's crawling.
You can't show me a bug on it.
Thanks for the lecture, big man. Everybody's a big man.
What kind of a blasted sheriff are you, anyway? How could you do a stupid thing like that? I'm asking you, what kind of a sheriff are you?
Well, right now, I'm a pretty sick one, and that infernal talking of yours ain't helping me out one little bit. Oh, my head.
Oh, the devil take your head. What about my life? You and your papers, and you talk about witnesses.
Oh, calm down, will you? I was only doing my job.
I just can't understand it. I was sitting in my office, minding my own business. And now, just a day later, a man is all fired up to kill me.
Oh, wait, nobody's going to kill you.
Is that so? Well, that's what you think, Ben Cartwright. Do you know what happened? Do you know what our smart sheriff did?
Oh, Roy, I couldn't find them. Was the posse able... What's wrong? What happened to you?
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Ben. This idiot let Grote escape.
Oh, no, Roy.
He's right, Ben. I'm a stupid idiot. I let that Grote maneuver me into a position where he hit me over my head with my own gun. After all the years I've had of handling assorted criminals.
Oh, that's not the important thing right now, Roy. Grote's free, and Partridge is running around those hills with a rifle. There's going to be shooting. There could be killing.
Never mind about them. We've got to think about ourselves now. They're not the only ones who could be killed. Others could be killed, too, like you and me.
What are you talking about?
I'll tell you what. He knows we would be witnesses against him. Now he'll want to kill us.
Oh, nonsense, Wade.
Nonsense?
Yes, nonsense. Groat's not going to bother with us.
Why not? He's a killer. We're the only witnesses.
That's exactly the point. He needs us alive. He's after the man who he came to kill in the first place.
And that's Lem Partridge.
Yeah, that's Lem Partridge. The first place he'd look for him would be Lem's place. Carolyn is there, alone.
Yeah, Ben, we got to get out there.
Oh, Roy, you're in no condition to go anywhere. You get yourself to a doctor. Wade, you come with me.
Walk in between two men outgunning for each other, not me.
What are you doing here?
I got worried about you, and I went in town to look for you.
Did Sheriff tell you about Groat?
Yeah. He told me you were headed this way.
Did you see anybody on the way up?
No, so.
Seems quiet enough around here. Check the barn.
There's nothing there but Partridge's horses.
Yeah. Well, Carolyn seems to be all right.
Looks like your fears about Groat were a little unnecessary.
Who is it?
It's me. It's Ben Cartwright, Carolyn. Are you all right, dear?
Yes.
What's the matter?
Nothing. My father's not here right now, Mr. Cartwright.
Wait here. Troubling you, Carolyn?
I'm troubling her, big man. And I'll just trouble you to slip that gun out. Put it on the table. You too.
Oh.
Easy. Now get over in the corner. Both of you.
He's waiting for my dad. He's going to kill him.
Hey, she's as smart as her brother, ain't she? And prettier.
Groat, you already killed a man's son. How much more blood do you want?
Just his. And I'm going to spill some of it as soon as he comes through that door. I might just as well be hung for a sheep as a lamb. Oh, I might let him crawl a little bit first, so as I can see the look in his eye. Yeah, I think I'll let him beg a little bit.
How do you know he'll be back tonight?
Mister, I got all the time in the world. Get back in the corner. All the way. Go on.
Hello, sweetheart.
What are you doing here? Drop the rifle.
Go on, drop it. Oh, I've been waiting for you.
I should have figured Coffee's jail wouldn't hold you.
There ain't no jail gonna hold me until I settle with you final. Get over by the fireplace. Away from the gun. I don't want this to go too fast. Not after waiting all this time. I want to taste it a little. Come over here, sister. If this ain't the most stubborn family, you know, you're gonna bruise just as easy as your brother, honey.
Do as he says, Carolyn.
Ain't this interesting? Now, this is really getting interesting, ain't it?
Just like yesterday when you walked into the land office, huh?
Yeah, just like yesterday. Who are you and what do you know about it?
He's my son, I told him.
Oh, your father, the big man here. Well, did the big man also tell you how he sat tight? You know, since I've been to this lovely little town, it's kind of got to me. Yeah, it's made me want to be a solid citizen, too, like the big man there.
Well, just how big a man does it take to shoot a boy in the back?
You don't bother me, Sonny. That was self-defense. Your daddy knows that.
You were there, Pa. Would you call it self-defense?
Well, I don't know. I always figured that self-defense was facing a man, not a boy's back.
Suppose we let old Partridge here have an even chance. Suppose we let him go for a gun, huh?
Even chance, huh? Just like you gave the kid. You don't even know what the words mean.
You got a big mouth on you, boy, like your pa. You got some ideas of being a big man, too?
Well, I don't know. What do you think, Pa? Are we as big as solid citizen there?
Well, maybe if the tables were turned, he wouldn't be talking so tough.
Well, you try me. Come on, try me. Well, talk is easy, ain't it? Now, you two listen to me. This is the way it's gonna be. You open your mouths again, and this little girl is gonna get it.
You filthy, murdering animal.
10 years in a prison will make an animal out of any man.
You'd shoot her in the back just like Jimmy, wouldn't you?
You know it, Cartwright. You was there.
I understand, Ben. I didn't realize how it was yesterday, but I do now.
Shut up, Partridge! Make your move!
Grote, you've already killed his wife and son.
It wasn't my bullet that killed his wife. Yeah, I was a little drunk, but it was an accident. And I never would have gone to prison if it hadn't been the sheriff's wife.
If she hadn't been the sheriff's wife, you wouldn't be alive today. You got off lucky.
Lucky, yes. 10 years lucky? Well, let's just try your luck.
Hold it.
All right. What are you waiting for? Go on and kill me!
Madam, ride into town and get the sheriff.
Good man, Lem. Good man.
Say, Ben, I thought that wild young son of yours was supposed to take my daughter riding this afternoon.
Yeah, I guess he is.
Yeah, morning, Wade.
Morning, Ben. Here are the deeds for that land.
And at the right price, Lem.
Here they are, made out right and proper.
Thank you.
Well, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? Man has a lot to be thankful for. A lot to mourn, maybe, but a lot to be thankful for. Not the least of which is a good friend.
Thank you, Lem. Take a ride out and have a look at your new land.
I'm gonna do that.
Go.
Thanks for coming out, Wade.
Not at all, Lem. Ben, do you still think we were guilty of anything?
Well, as you said, Wade, perhaps of being human.
Oh, and Carolyn, don't keep my son out too late.
It's a long day.
The hop thing's got plenty of hot water. Take an hour soaking in a good hot tub to get all this trail dust off.
Don't tell me you're going to take a bath.
I dang sure am. I discovered something, Joe.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah. How to lose weight.
Yeah, how?
I lost 8 pounds last month just bathing.
Yeah, well, I can think of another way you can lose some weight.
How's that?
Just take that hat off.
Oh, big deal.
Hank again?
Who else? Come on, let's go. Hey, hey!
Hey!
Hey! Bill! All right, come on now, Hank. Leave him alone.
Hey, Hank, I said knock it off. Let him come down.
Leave him alone.
Come on. Come on, Hank. Now the battle's over. Will you simmer down?
Hank, now what's the trouble this time,
Let
Hank?
go of me. Let go of me.
Well, all right, but what's bothering you?
I'm unhappy.
Oh, he's unhappy.
It's a doggone good thing he ain't downright miserable. He'd tear up the whole ranch.
I'm so unhappy, and when I get unhappy, I just like to bust things up.
Yeah, we've noticed. We've noticed. We want to know is what you're unhappy about this time.
Yeah, Hank, if you'll just tell us, maybe we can help you.
I'm in love.
Is that all?
I want to get married.
Well, it's a little more serious, but I wouldn't exactly say it was fatal.
Yeah, Hank, if you feel that serious about it, go ahead and get yourself hitched. Keep your job here. We'll have to make a few different arrangements for sleeping.
Oh, that might not be a bad idea. We'll get him out of the bunkhouse.
Yeah.
You fellas don't understand.
I get it. You're afraid to ask her.
I've asked her, all right.
She turned you down. A fine, upstanding, young prospect like you. Who's this girl, anyhow?
Well, she's not exactly a girl.
Huh?
Hank, I know you love your horse, but this is a little ridiculous, huh?
It's Abigail Jones.
Abigail Jones?
Abigail Jones.
I know, but that's what the man said.
Well, look, we're short-handed enough as it is. Who's going to drive the cattle?
Oh, he ain't figured on quitting his job.
Oh. Oh, well, that's all right then.
Yeah, but it's not Paul, you don't understand.
What's the matter?
Oh, Hank's in love.
Well, he'll get over that. What's for supper?
He wants to get married.
Well, it happens in the best of families. Let's eat, huh?
Now, hold on, Adam. Things aren't working out for him.
Well, what's the matter? Isn't the girl willing?
No, not exactly. You know, the fact is she's holding out for some fancy courting. That's the trouble.
You're right. You know, Hank isn't the most romantic guy in the world. She wants to be wooed. She wants fancy talk and all the trimmings.
Adam, you're pretty good with the words. Maybe you could help old Hank out, huh?
Now, you two leave me out of this.
Hey, now, look at him. You're not taking this serious enough. Hank is unhappy.
When he's unhappy, you know how he gets.
Well, you got a point there. Who's the girl?
Well, it ain't exactly a girl.
You can say that again.
I say it ain't exactly a girl.
Fact of the matter is, it's Abigail Jones.
You're kidding.
Well, we know Abigail ain't no raving beauty, but well, Hank says she's refined and educated, and she don't scare him like them painted-up gals down at the saloon do.
Yeah, well, she's refined and educated, all right.
Yeah, I can remember her history class. Boy, she used to get stuck on those romantic stories. John Smith and Pocahontas, Anthony and Cleopatra, Sir Walter Raleigh. Hoss, that's it.
Huh?
Come on, Hoss, we gotta find Hank.
Do you know what they're up to?
I'm afraid I do. I hope I'm wrong.
But why do I have to use my best Sunday go-to-meeting jacket? Why can't I just use my everyday working jacket?
You just don't understand, Joe.
Hank, come on over here and sit down. We'll go through this whole thing again. Sit down right here. All right, here we go. Now, remember I told you Sir Walter Raleigh was a real nobleman, right?
Yeah.
Now, one day it's raining. It's really raining. There's puddles all over the street. Get the picture? Now, Sir Walter Raleigh takes off his jacket, Hank, his best jacket, takes it right off and covers the mud puddle with his jacket so she can step on it.
Yeah, and you didn't hear him fussing about wanting to use some old work jacket.
Right. If it isn't a good garment, Hank, the whole thing is meaningless.
Right. It's got to be elegant, Hank.
I know that's all right for him, but he probably has dozens of jackets. I only have one.
Hank, let's not forget there's only one Abigail.
Hank, you want us to help you or not?
Sure, but where are you going to find a mud puddle in these parts? It hasn't rained for a month of Sundays.
Hank, you just leave the mud puddle finding to me and little Joe.
All you have to do is be at that church tomorrow morning bright and early.
That's right.
How early?
Well, real early, you know. Abigail's always the first to arrive. She sort of sets an example for everybody else.
You don't suppose anybody else is going to be around to see this darn fool thing, do you?
Not at this hour, Hank.
All right. I guess I can make myself go through with it.
Good. Hank, you're still sure you want to marry Abigail?
Sure, I'm sure.
He's sure.
All right.
I can't wait, Ma. I'm leading the choir today. Just a minute, I want to look at you. Well, if you ain't just as cute as a button.
Not ain't, Ma. Aren't.
Oh, whatever it is, you shouldn't have any trouble landing a man in that outfit.
Is that all you can ever think of, Ma? Me landing a man?
Oh, you've turned down 3. There aren't many more.
Dull, unromantic clodhoppers. And we've been all through that before. Don't dawdle too long.
Abigail, now that's just what I want to tell you.
Miss Jones, this is a pleasant surprise.
Oh, little Joe. My, how you've grown.
Yes, can I give you a lift someplace?
Oh, no, thank you kindly, Joseph. It's just a short walk to the church.
No, I wouldn't think of it in that beautiful dress where you're liable to get all dusty.
I do declare. Certainly is gratifying to discover that some of the polish I tried to teach you little varmints has really stuck.
Oh, it sure has.
Just about does it, Hank. All we need is to fill it up with water. Here, you just stand back. I want to get that fresh dude outfit all messed up. Yeah, you can press some more.
Whoa.
Is there anything wrong, Joseph?
No, nothing's wrong. I just want to check the bridle, make sure. I wouldn't want anything to happen to you, Miss Jones.
You was worried about not having a mud puddle.
Oh, no, everything's fine. Everything's fine, yeah.
Certainly it's kind of you to go to all this trouble.
I don't want you to think a thing about it.
Hey, Hank, get your coat. You got your speech memorized, don't you?
Yep.
You know what to do?
Yep.
Go on in the church.
Oh, there. Hi, Hoss.
Joe?
Yeah, well, I'll hold the horse's head, Miss Jones, while you climb down.
Thank you, little Joe.
Very welcome.
Oh, little Joe, I think we'd better move him up a little.
Hold up a minute.
Why, Hank Myers, what on earth are you doing here?
Well, what I mean is, well, you see, I didn't want you to get your dainty slippers all spoiled.
How romantic.
say that. Pa, would you tell him how ridiculous this whole thing is, huh?
Well, Adam, I think we ought to try something. After all, it's purely a matter of self-interest. Well, look at it this way. We have to do something about Hank before he breaks up our whole outfit.
Are you seriously suggesting?
Oh, Adam, I wouldn't suggest anything. The final choice is yours and yours alone.
Ma, what is it, Abigail?
Guess what?
What?
You'll never guess. Never in a million years.
In that case, I better get back to the dishes.
Oh, no, wait. One of my pupils brought me a note today. From guess whom?
You're starting that again.
Adam Cartwright.
Adam Cartwright?
He wants to see me tonight. After supper. At the approximate hour of 8, if it suits my convenience.
Adam Cartwright.
Can you imagine?
Oh, Adam Cartwright. Do you realize what a catch he is?
Oh, now, Ma.
Most eligible bachelor in these parts. Handsome, got education, and the Ponderosa.
He only said he wanted to see me.
Wanted to see you? What do you suppose men want to see girls for? He ain't thinking of joining one of your classes. You can bet on that.
There you go, jumping to conclusions.
There's only one thing I'm jumping at. That's getting you married. Now, you go right upstairs and get your beauty nap. We ain't letting this one slip through our fingers.
Oh, Ma, for heaven's sake.
Now, let's see. I must make me a fresh batch of cookies, lots of pink lemonade, and... oh, yeah, I mustn't forget to oil the front porch swing.
Oh, Ma, there's just one thing. If we do happen to sit on the front porch...
It ain't just happening, it's arranged.
Well, however you work it, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't stand with your ear to the crack in the door. It makes me jumpy.
Me eavesdropping at the crack of the door? Fine way for a girl to talk to her own ma.
Well, I'm sorry, Ma.
Besides, I always use the keyhole.
Some more lemonade.
No, thank you. I've had 3 glasses already.
Another cookie, perhaps.
Oh, no. If I had another cookie, I think I'd bust apart at the seams.
Oh. You have a wonderful sense of humor, Adam.
Oh, thank you. Well, Miss Abigail, as you may have guessed by now, I have a rather special reason for wanting to see you tonight.
Oh?
As a matter of fact, maybe I shouldn't have waited this long.
Oh.
It's of a rather personal, delicate nature.
Oh?
You may not be aware of it, but there is someone in this very community who has long worshipped you from afar, so to speak.
Oh, Adam.
Yes, you see, there are certain people who have a lot of trouble expressing how they feel. And the nearer and dearer a subject is to their heart, the more difficult it is for them to put it into words.
I know exactly what you mean.
You do?
Exactly.
Well, it's like sometimes at night when a man is on the wide prairie, alone under the stars, and he looks up at the sky and he sees a face of the woman he loves. And he thinks about all the wonderful things that he might have said to her when last they met.
Go on.
And he looks at this face that glows like a flame in the stillness of the heavens. A star that outshines all the others. And he can't wait to get back and tell her how full his heart is. But when he does see her, his heart is too full to speak.
Oh, Adam.
And by now, I suppose you've guessed who I'm talking about.
I haven't the slightest idea.
Well, you must realize that it can't be anyone else but Hank Myers.
Hank Myers?
Hank Myers?
Is that you up there, Ma?
Yes, dear. I just came out to air some bedding. I forgot to do it this afternoon. Is Hank Myers down there with you, dear?
No, he's not, Ma.
Oh, well, I thought I heard someone call out his name.
You sure did, Ma.
Well, I guess I better be going in now.
I guess she's gone. You were saying about being alone on the prairie, the stars shining like all get out. Oh, it sounded just like poetry, Adam.
Thank you.
It took real feeling. A man has to have real feeling to put it in such beautiful language. You do have real feeling, don't you, Adam?
Well, yes. But about Hank Myers.
I admire your loyalty to Hank. But I want you to know that I understand you. You don't have to be bashful with me.
All right. Hank Myers is a good and reliable man. He's worked for us for 5 years now.
I'm tired of hearing about Hank Myers. Why don't you speak for yourself, Adam?
I beg your pardon.
You're the same bashful, overgrown boy that used to come down to the schoolhouse to talk to me about little Joe. But you don't have to be bashful anymore. And you don't have to worry about Hank. All's fair in love and war. There's a language of the hearts that only hearts can understand. Yours and mine, Adam.
Well, I have to go now.
There's nothing to be ashamed of when two people love each other.
I've got to get back to the ranch. Something's come up.
Loyalty. Unselfish male loyalty. I love you all the more for it.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Good night.
I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Abigail?
Yes, Ma.
Adam gone?
Yes, Ma.
What was all that talk about Hank Myers?
Oh, shut up, Ma.
Abigail! Well,
Hey, Adam, how'd you make out with that? What's the matter, Adam? Aren't you hungry this morning?
Yeah, these hominy grits and molasses sure are good.
Fine pair of brothers you are.
Well, what do you mean?
You know exactly what I mean.
You mean, after all your sweet talk, she still turned old Hank down?
After all my sweet talk, she proposed to me.
She what?
And it was your sweet talk that got me into this mess.
Now, look, brother, you can't blame us if you're just plain irresistible to women.
That's right, Adam. You got too dang much charm for your own good.
It's all right. It's all right. But rest assured, I will never listen to you two again.
Well, good morning.
Morning, Bo.
Morning.
What's the matter?
Seemed like Adam's worried about something. I don't know.
What's the matter, Adam? You not feeling well?
No.
Seems Adam just discovered that he was irresistible to women.
What?
He's irresistible to women.
Miss Abigail wants Adam to marry her.
You're joking.
Nope.
I wish they were.
Well, Adam, you know, they say there's nothing as inevitable as death and taxes. And under the circumstances, I think I'd like to add one more thing to that. A woman, once she's made up her mind to land a man. And, son, I speak from many years of serious observation.
Well, I think I'm going to make a few serious observations in San Francisco.
Oh, son, running away would never solve anything. I think you should stay here and face the music.
Dum 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 dum
Where is he? Where is he, you dirty polecat?
Hey, wait a minute. Hey. Take it easy, son. Take it easy.
Hank, listen, Hank. He was only trying to help you.
Help me?
Yeah.
You call that help me? Cal just rode in from Virginia City, and it's all over town. He wants to marry her himself.
Oh, no, Hank. The furthest thing from Adam's mind is to want to marry Miss Abigail.
That's right. I'd rather die.
Oh, so that's the way it is. She's not good enough for you.
No, Hank.
No, I didn't say anything of the kind.
Never mind what you said. It's pretty plain to see that you've been trifling with her affections.
Hank.
Okay, you can let me go now.
All right.
I'll hold myself.
Don't you try nothing, you hear?
I had you pegged all wrong, Adam Cartwright. In all my years working on this ranch, I've been never so wrong about one man. But let me tell you this. If you cause Abigail any unhappiness, you're going to answer to me. And remember that, Adam Cartwright.
Oh, excuse me, Hank.
It's all right. I've got an idea.
Yeah?
Yeah. Everything's fine. Mm-hmm. Adam, there's a way for you to get out of this. So you go to Abigail, and you say to her, Abigail,
Somehow I feel that I've gotten into enough trouble listening to you and your ideas. It's because of you two nitwits that I'm in this pickle in the first place.
look, we're only trying to help you, that's all.
The only help you'll be giving is when you and Hoss guard that bunkhouse tonight and make sure he doesn't demolish it completely.
Yeah. Figure we better get right on that, too. I guess old Hank's about the unhappiest guy in the whole world right now.
Would you care to bet?
See y'all.
Mind out of there. Sure is peaceful and quiet here tonight. I wonder where Hank did disappear to.
I don't know, but it's for sure he ain't in the bunkhouse.
Yeah.
I just hope he ain't gone off and done something foolish.
Foolish? Like what?
Like Lover's Leap, for instance.
What, Hank? No, he's not about to go to Lover's Leap till he makes sure Adam does right by his little Abigail. As a matter of fact, I think Adam's the first one to go to Lover's Leap. Listen.
Yeah, what is that?
Sounds like somebody dying in the barn.
Yeah, come on.
As I walked out in the streets of Laredo, as I walked out in Laredo one day, I spied a poor cowboy wrapped up in white linen, wrapped up in white linen, as cold as the clay. Oh, beat the drum slowly and play the fife lowly. Play the dead march as you carry me along. Take me to the green valley, there lay the sod on me.
Oh, that's it. What? The romantic approach we've been looking for. No lady can resist being serenaded.
No, Joe, ain't you forgetting something? He sings through his nose.
Oh, so what? Maybe he's got a cold or something. Anyway, we can correct that. Anybody can be taught singing. Sure. By golly, we'll get started on it first thing in the morning.
Come sit down beside me and hear my sad story. I was shot in the breast, and I know I must die.
Nah, we can date you.
He's got a long ways to go.
As I walked out on the streets of Laredo.
No, wait a minute. Hold it, Hank. Hold it. Hank, you're still singing through your nose, Hank. I've told you 1,000 times.
I can't sing any other way.
Oh, sure you can, Hank. All you got to do is apply yourself. And first of all, you got to start singing louder, too. A gal likes a feller with a great, big He-Man voice.
I can't even talk loud. How can I sing louder?
Oh, Hank, there ain't nothing to it. All you got to do is just take a great, big, deep breath and sort of suck in your gut and let her fly.
Just scared me a little bit, that's all. You know, we want him to serenade the girl, Hoss, not warn her of a coming attack.
Well, I was just trying to teach old Hank to sing loud, that's all.
Well, you can sing loud. I'll say that for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I found just what I wanted in Pa's library. There it is, right out of Shakespeare. As You Like It, just what the doctor ordered, words and music.
Yeah, but, Joe, what good's that music gonna do? We can't read music, neither can Hank.
That's right, I didn't even think of that. Wait a minute. There is one person around here who took singing lessons, who can read music and teach Hank to sing.
Adam.
Adam. I want no truck with him.
Now, wait a minute, Hank. Look, you got Adam all wrong. What he did for you.
For me?
Yeah, Hank, he didn't want for Miss Abigail to fall for him. Well, dadgummit, he feels terrible about it.
That's right. And look, why you got him feeling guilty-like, if you just apologize to him for trying to kill him.
Apologize to that girl stealer?
Now, listen, Hank, do you want Abigail or not?
You know dang well I do. Ain't I been struggling with this singing?
All right, then apologize to Adam and get him to teach you to sing.
He can do it too, Hank. Old Adam's pretty soft once you break through that hard head of his.
That's right. Now, look, you ask him. He won't turn you down.
No, never in 1,000 years. You'll never get the pear-shaped tones by pushing the air through your nose. It's got to come from the diaphragm. You take a deep breath and... No, Hank. Not through the nose, through the facial mask. Not the nose, but the mask.
Doggone it, Adam. That's what I call singing.
Adam, you ought to have been in Opry. Grand Opry.
Well, thank you. But that's not our problem at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Hank, now listen. Early one morning, just as the sun was rising, I heard a maiden singing in the valley below. Oh, don't deceive me, oh, never leave me. How could you use a poor maiden so? Now you try it.
Early one morning, just as the sun was rising, I heard a young maiden in the valley below. Oh, never leave me. Oh, don't deceive me.
Oh, Hank, it's through the nose. It's through the nose.
It's no use. I can only sing my own way. I can't go.
Early one morning, just as the sun was rising, I heard a young maiden in the valley below.
Hey, I think he's got it.
I think he's got it. Now do it again.
Do what again?
Do just what you just did. Do it again.
You just did it, Hank. Do it.
What did I do?
You sung like Adam. Do it, Hank. Come on.
You sang it just like me, not through your nose. Now do it again with the guitar.
It just slipped out. I couldn't do that again.
Oh, come on, Hank.
Oh, come on, Hank.
Come on.
Early one morning, just as the sun was rising, I heard a young maiden in the valley.
Back in the nose.
Hank.
Back in the nose.
Well, there's another one of your bright schemes washed down the gully. I certainly can't sing for him.
Why not?
Why not what?
Why can't you sing it for him?
Yeah. The answer is no. A big, fat no.
Hoss, did you ever think we had a brother like that?
Outside of being dumb enough to listen to you two fellas, what kind of a fella am I?
The kind of fella who would turn down another fella after he'd stolen that fella's girl and he had a chance to do something about it, and this fella wouldn't do a thing about it. That's the kind.
Yeah.
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 Your mother ought to be leaving soon for that sewing circle.
Yeah, well, I still say it won't work.
So just wait and see, will you?
Ma, now don't be late. You know, I can hardly ever fall asleep till you get home.
That's why I can't wait till I get your husband. Good night, dear.
She's going upstairs.
Hank, you be careful with that guitar. I borrowed that from Slick Rutherford.
All right, let's go. Okay, come on. Adam, you sit there. Remember, strum and move your mouth the way Adam does. Don't forget, both at the same time. Okay.
Early one morning, just as the sun was rising, I heard a maiden singing in the valley below. Oh, don't deceive me, oh, never leave me. How could you use a poor maiden so? Remember, remember your vows to marry. Remember, remember your promise to be true. Oh, don't deceive me, oh, never leave me. How could you use a poor maiden so? Gay is the garland and fresh are the roses I culled from my garden to bind upon thy brow.
She likes it.
Oh, don't deceive me, oh, never leave me. How could you use a poor maiden so? Thus sang the maiden, her sorrows bewailing. Thus sang the pretty maiden in the valley below. Oh, don't deceive me, oh, never leave me. How could you use a poor maiden so?
You're too big, she'll see you.
Early one morning, just as the sun was rising, I heard a maiden singing in the valley below. Oh, don't deceive me, oh, never leave me. How could you use a poor maiden so? Remember, remember your vows to marry. Remember, remember your promise to be true. Oh, don't deceive me. Oh, never leave me. How could you use a poor maiden so? Gay is the garland and fresh are the roses I culled from my garden to bind upon thy brow. Oh, don't deceive me, oh, never leave me. How could you use a poor maiden so? Thus sang the maiden, her sorrows bewailing. Thus sang the pretty maiden in the valley below. Oh, don't deceive me, oh, never leave me. How could you use a poor maiden so?
Adam Cartwright, I knew it was you. No one but you could sing with such deep, tender feeling.
He's gonna break up this joint. Get him out of here.
Well, Hank, it's you. I suppose Adam is in there.
No, I'm just unhappy.
Gosh knows what the inside of that bar looks like.
Let's go inside and have a look. I need a drink to clear my head.
Orlo, get him out of here. Out.
Wait, you mean Hank did all this?
Yeah, he did all this, and get him out.
Relax, Charlie. I'll pay for the damage.
I don't care what you got. Well, just don't let him get loose again.
He won't. Come on, Hank, simmer down. Take him back in the back room, clean him up a little.
All right, we won't let him move.
Hey, you stay back there, Bill.
Take it easy, Hank.
Hank, you just relax.
But I'm unhappy.
All right, but you gotta behave yourself, Hank.
I want to sing.
I'll get him a drink. Charlie, let me have a double whiskey, will you? Marge, you want to do me a favor? Hank's not feeling so good. Why don't you go back there and talk to him?
That wild man? I wouldn't go near him.
Oh, come on, will you, Marge?
I'd sooner tangle with a loco stare.
Hey, listen, do me a favor, will you, Charlie? My brother Adam comes in here. Warn me, will you?
Warn you?
That's what I said. Warn me.
I knew it wouldn't work. I just knew it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
You never even let me sing my song.
Now, Hank, let's don't have no more talk about singing.
Maribel likes my singing.
Dad burn it, Hank. Maribel's a mare. Horses like lots of things that humans don't. Hay, for instance.
I want to sing.
Hey, don't you think we had enough singing for one night?
Hoss, if you don't let me sing, I'm going to break up every dang glass.
Hey, so Hank, sit down. Now, you let me tell you something. I'll give you my unmitigated personal guarantee. If you break anything in here, I'm going to break you. Now, you sit and rest easy. I'm going to go get a drink. You behave yourself. Charlie, give me a drink, will you? God burn it, Joe. We're going to have to do something about that, Hank.
You know, I've been thinking seriously about it. I think we ought to mind our own business.
Hoss! Little Joseph! Is your brother Adam here?
Oh, our brother Adam? No, he ain't, ma'am. No.
Isn't.
Yes, ma'am, he isn't.
I must find him. We were having a very important discussion when suddenly he took sick.
Early one morning, just as the sun was rising.
What's going on back there?
No, nothing's going on back there, ma'am.
You're not telling me the truth. Adam is back there.
Oh, no, ma'am.
No, ma'am, he ain't. He isn't.
He isn't back there, no.
You're in my way, little Joe.
Oh, ma'am, this is no place for a lady like yourself.
No, hey, you ever see me juggle jiggers?
You should see it. Look.
I'm a jigger-juggling son of a gun.
Remember the vows to your married. Remember your promise to be true. Oh, don't deceive me. Oh, never leave me. How could you use a poor lad so?
I think I liked him better when he was busting the joint up.
No, Charlie, no! I like it.
Thus sang the poor lad, his sorrows bewailing. Thus sang the poor lad in the valley below.
Oh, it's beautiful. I really can't stand it.
Neither can I, ma'am.
Oh, don't deceive me, oh, never leave me. How could you use a poor lad so? Oh, don't deceive me, oh, never leave me. How could you use a poor lad so?
Hank Myers, I'm taking you home with me right now. Out of my way, you Jezebels. Stand back, daughters of Sodom.
I think they liked it.
Liked it? It's the most wonderful thing that ever happened. And to think I wouldn't even talk to him.
Women are just plain loco.
I'll buy you a drink.
Whoa, Hank. Hard if I kiss the bride?
Guess not, if you don't mind.
Hold my hat, will you?
Mr. Adam, don't overdo it.
Miss Abigail, may I offer my best wishes? I'd like to say I've never seen a prettier bride. Hank, congratulations to you. And say, listen, I've been hearing a lot about your singing. Wouldn't this be a good time to give us a sample of it?
Oh, no. I made Hank take a strict vow never to sing to anyone but me again.
Second to Maribel.
Maribel?
That's my mare.
And only when you and Maribel are alone.
That's our deal, little chickadee. Only when we're alone.
Adam, I hope you've learned something through all this.
I hope I learned something.
Yeah. Anytime you find a little gal you want to marry up with, call on me and Little Joe to help you out.
Seems like there's no end to it.
Oh, let's take a bit of a break, huh?
Good idea. I'm about half played out myself.
Oh, good evening, Sheriff. Adam, how are you?
Hi, Roy.
Roy?
Ain't there enough daylight for you Cartwrights anymore?
Huh? Oh. Oh, well, we ran into a rock slide on the way into town. It took about 4 hours to clear the road. Lem here was good enough to stay open so we could load the wagon.
I didn't figure it was robbing old Lem here.
Seems like a quite enough night, Roy. You heading home?
Well, not yet a while. There's still a few dark corners that I got to poke into. Well, good night, boys. Hope you don't run into any more rock slides.
Yeah.
Take it easy, Sheriff.
Come on, let's get to work and finish up, huh?
Right.
Come on, let's do a little faster now.
You're covered, mister. Hold it right there. Now step down off that horse slow and easy. Come on.
Come on, let's get out of here. The whole town is here.
was trying to rob the express office. One of them rode his horse right over me.
Get the doctor, hurry.
Right.
Good job plastering. Just McCalling. Yeah. And that ought to hold you till you get to San Francisco.
Doc, I don't feel like rambling all over the countryside with this thing on my leg. You done a pretty good job of
Now, look,
patching me
Roy,
up.
you heard the doc. Condition your legs in. There's only one man this side of St. Louis can put it right again, and he's in San Francisco.
Now, you either make that trip or you could spend the rest of your life on a crutch.
Yeah.
Well, you put it that way, and I guess it ain't such a hard choice to make.
I'm going out and get a little breakfast. Can I bring you something?
Doc, I got a lot of things to do. How long do I have to stay here?
Until that cast sets good and hard. I'll bring you a plate of ham and eggs, all right?
All right, thanks.
That looks pretty good. Oh, come on now, Roy. You'll be back in no time.
Ben, would you do something for me?
Sure. Name it.
Put that badge on till I get back.
Oh. Now, Roy, you're not being serious.
I was never more serious in my life.
Oh, I couldn't do that. Well, the people of Virginia City be saying the Ponderosa's coming into town and taking over.
People would say no such of a thing.
Oh, yes, they would. Yes, they would.
Well, what they would say is that I picked the best man for the job.
Well, I do thank you for that, Roy, but I don't believe it'd be the right thing for me to do.
You don't think so? No. Well, one of your boys, then. Any one of them could handle
the
it.
Same thing, don't you see?
But somebody's got to take over while I'm gone. This town needs the law.
Well, there must be plenty of other men to do the job.
For instance?
Well, Ed Prentice?
He's away on a cattle drive.
Phil Cassidy.
They put him on as a foreman at the mine last week, and I'm sure he wouldn't want to trade them big wages for a sheriff's pay.
No.
How about that young fellow with that little starvation spread out BU? What's his name again?
Oh, you mean, Asa Moran.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's,
Yeah, now, so long as it's out your way, would you mind talking to him and making sure he'd take the job?
Well, Roy, we haven't been exactly the best of neighbors of late. Ever since he had that run-in with Adam.
What run-in?
Well, I guess it started a few years back when they were both showing bulls down at the stock show. And I guess Moran didn't take too well to Adam running off with the blue ribbon. Then, of course, there was...
Ben, what would that have to do with whether or not he makes a good sheriff? Huh?
Nothing. Nothing at all. All right. I'll talk to him. Now, will you just rest easy? Everything's going to be all right.
I will now.
Drink of water?
Thanks.
Oh, morning, Asa.
Hi, Hoss. One of your riders stopped by and said your pa wanted to see me.
Come on in.
Thank you.
I'll go get Paul. You want a sandwich?
Oh, no thanks. Say, Hoss, do you know why your pa wants to see me?
No, I ain't got no notion.
Well, last week, 6 or 8 head of my stock got into your pasture land. I was wondering if your pa was sore at my scrub stuff mixing in with his fancy purebred cattle.
Oh, Ace, you know better than that. Point the kind of feller to jump on a man about something that couldn't be helped.
Asa, glad you could ride over. How you feeling?
Fine, just fine, thank you.
Good. Oh, son, would you mind letting Asa and me have a little private conversation here?
Sure, Paul. See you, Asa.
I'll sit down.
Thank you.
Well, how things going?
Oh, well, you know how it is, Mr. Cartwright. It's a struggle. Always seem to be coming up a day late and $1 short. But I'm not complaining.
No, I know that. Asa, how would you like to take on a temporary job? Make yourself a little extra cash.
I don't know at all. What sort of job?
Well, you heard what happened to Roy Coffey.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Roy and I were talking about, somebody to fill in while he's getting well, and... Well, how'd you like to take it on?
What do you mean? You mean me being sheriff?
Yeah. Well, just until Roy gets better. Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of sudden. I mean, why me? I never wore no badge before.
No, but well, you're a steady young fella, and you're able, and, well, Roy thought you could do a good job of it. And so do I.
What about the people in town? They don't hardly know me. What would they think?
Well, I guess that sort of depends on what kind of job you do.
Well, yeah, I guess that's right. I swear to uphold and enforce the laws of Virginia City to the best of my conscience and my ability. So help me God.
Congratulations, Asa.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff.
You bet. Now, here's your badge.
Thank you.
Here's the keys to jail.
Thanks.
And there's the keys to the office.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Sheriff Moran.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Cartwright?
Congratulations.
I don't know very much about this sort of thing, but I'll sure try to do as good a job as I can.
We know you will, Asa.
Oh, there's one more thing. You're entitled to a deputy if you want one. It might be a good idea.
Oh? Well, I wouldn't rightly know just who to pick. Say, how about Charlie Fitch, my hired man? Do you think he'd do?
That's your choice to make, Asa.
Oh, I know he's not very bright. But he's big and strong, and he'll do anything I tell him to do. Do I bring him here to have you deputize him, or?
Well, I'm leaving for San Francisco in just about 2 minutes, but I'm sure Judge Jackson there will do it for you.
Or, if you prefer it that way, you're empowered by your office to do your own deputizing.
Well, I'll just look him up then. I certainly appreciate your show of confidence in me. Thank you.
Good luck.
Hope you have an easy trip, Sheriff Coffey.
Thank you, Asa, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
You take it easy now.
No, that all right.
Want some steps?
Yeah, Sheriff.
Bye.
Good luck.
Oh, I'll have a good time there.
Yeah, they'll fix him up real good. Now, easy getting in there.
Yeah, who we got for a driver?
Old Jake here, the best.
He'll do her.
Up we go. There we are. Roy, you write to us. Let us know if you need anything.
I'll do that. And don't worry about Asa. He's going to be all right. Ben, you've been just wonderful about this whole thing. And you too, Adam, goodbye.
All right.
Goodbye, folks.
Now, you take it easy with him now. Don't shake him up too much.
I'll do that. Peter, let her go.
There you go.
Take a real man to fill his boots.
More of a man than the one we have?
I didn't say that.
Well, this is Ace's first chance to show what kind of a man he really is. Let's see if we can give him a fair shake.
Fine.
what's the matter with you?
I was just down by the express office. There's 2 horses in the alley. I think someone's in there.
Charlie, are you sure?
Yeah, don't you think we better check?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
There are the horses, Asa.
Yeah. Somebody in there, all right. I can just make out a light coming through the door.
What are we gonna do, Asa?
Well, you get by the front door, in case they go out that way. Now, when you're all set, I'll give a yell for them to come out. Whichever way they go, we'll get them.
All right.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Better let me have the big one.
You've been in the express office. You come out of there, because we got the place surrounded. Now, no tricks. You throw your guns out and come out through that door. That's good. Now, you come right out where we can see you. Coming out, don't shoot. Willie! What'd you do that for? He wasn't going to do nothing. Stay where you are. We threw our guns out just like you asked. Don't move. You didn't even give him a chance.
My gosh, Asa.
I killed him, Charlie.
You sure did. You sure killed him, Asa.
I had to, Charlie. You know that, don't you?
I had to do that. You know it.
Sure you did, Asa. You're the sheriff.
About time you got back. What took you so long?
I've been doing what you asked me to do. Down at the express office listening. And Judge Jackson and the man that ran the place were there. And they were sure interested in everything that went on last night. They were asking a lot of questions.
You tell them what I said? About those 2 hold-up men trying to jump us? That's why I had to kill them?
I told them something like that.
Something like that? Now, you tell me, what did you say exactly?
I told them that it looked like those men were trying to fight. At a time like that, a man ain't got time to stop and think.
Did folks believe it? The way you told about it? Did they believe it?
I don't know. Judge Jackson's got a way of looking at a man that sends a chill clear through you. That's why I left when I did. Asa, do you think they're going to believe us?
They'd better believe it. And you'd better remember, when you're asked, those 2 men tried to jump us. And we stick to it.
Judge Jackson. Anything wrong?
Sheriff, the express agent just got a telegraph message from the head office of the company about what happened last night.
Oh, yes, about those 2 men.
That's right, Sheriff. They offer hearty congratulations for a job well done and authorize payment of this reward.
Reward?
$200 gold. Congratulations, Sheriff. Roy Coffey knew what he was doing when he picked you for this job.
Good work. Good work. All right. He sure did.
Lou, might as well take the horses over to the wagon shop. All right, Mr. Cartwright.
They're going to pull that new wagon back to the Ponderosa. They might as well get used to it.
Well, we'll be in the saloon. When you get through, come back and I'll buy you a drink.
Yeah. By golly, Adam, I'll take you up on that.
Good.
Well, drink it up, boys. Drink up the red eye. Hooray for summer doings, huh? Well, now. Well, looky here. Here's the man that talked me into the job. Come on, Ben. Adam, I'll buy you a drink.
What is this, Asa? Some kind of celebration?
Well...
You haven't heard him? Ace is just about the biggest man in town.
Oh, now, Vicky.
Well, it's true. Asa shot it out last night with 2 men who were robbing the express office, and he killed them both.
Well, I don't take no pleasure in killing folks, but then they shouldn't ought to make no fight of it. See, I was all for taking them alive, but when this one come at me with his gun and the other tried to draw down on me from behind, well, there was nothing I could do. Isn't that right, Ben?
Oh, sure, Asa. Sheriff has a right to defend himself.
You don't think I did anything wrong, do you?
No, Asa, I don't think you did anything wrong.
Adam, what do you think?
There's nothing else you could do.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. Well, come on now, sit down. I'll buy you a drink. Hey, bartender, bring some drinks here for my friends, the Cartwrights.
Well, I see, Asa.
There we are.
Oh, your money's no good here today, Asa.
What?
It's been down the house. Toast to the new sheriff, Asa Moran.
Thank you. Well, I gotta get going. I got me some shopping to do.
Oh, Asa.
Huh?
Don't you spend all that reward money in one place now.
Oh, no, ma'am. Well, I'm gonna buy me some store-bought clothes. These old rags of mine are just about wore out.
He's really enjoying it, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. He's got a right to, seems like.
You believe it happened the way he said? Big blazing gun battle?
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there. And neither were you, Adam.
Oh, hi, Lou.
Hi, Vicky.
Oh, everything ready, Lou?
Ready. The thing ain't even finished yet. They say now they won't be able to get to it till the morning.
Oh. Now, sit down, Lou. Well, I guess you better stay in town overnight. Bring the wagon out in the morning. No use in making 2 trips.
That's fine by me, Mr. Cartwright. Say, I saw Asa Moran as I came over here. That badge makes his chest stick out a mile.
Ah, it's not just a badge, Lou. He's a hero, didn't you hear?
No, is that right?
Yep.
Asa, sure looks like you got yourself a ride on the glory road today.
Anything wrong with these clothes?
Well, Ace is a new sheriff, and he's got to dress the part, Lou.
What's so funny, then?
Nothing. I was just thinking what an awful big letdown it's going to be for you when you have to come on down to earth and be plain old Asa Moran again.
You may have just made yourself one real first-class enemy.
You sure scared me. get you to do? See, you got a set of new store-bought clothes.
You got something to say about the way they look, too?
Well, gosh, no, Asa. I think they look fine.
Well, then you just better start calling me Mr. Moran.
What? Why, Asa?
I said Mr. Moran. That Lou Palmer, working for the Cartwrights, has made him as uppity as them.
You ain't had no trouble with the Cartwrights, have you?
Not yet, Charlie. Not yet.
I wouldn't go hunting no trouble with the Cartwright. They're a pretty close family. You take on one of them, you got to take on them all.
I'm not scared of no Cartwright.
One or all of them.
You better remember one thing, Charlie. I'm the sheriff of this town, and there's many a thing a sheriff can do.
What do you mean?
I swore an oath on a Bible to uphold the law in this town. That means going up against anybody who tries to break it, whether his name is Cartwright or anything else.
You ain't expecting no Cartwright to go breaking the law, are you? They're law-abiding people.
They better be, Charlie. They sure better be.
Well, I'm sure glad that wagon wasn't ready. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here this evening drinking beer with a pretty girl.
Oh, thank you, Lou. I didn't know you thought I was pretty.
Well, sure. Ain't I never told you that? Well, even if I never did, a girl sure ought to know when she's pretty. I mean, when she's real pretty the way you are.
Oh, Lou, you're nice. We were just sitting here having a beer.
I was hoping you'd be alone.
It was very nice of Lou to invite me to have a beer with him. Wouldn't you like to sit down and have a beer, too? Lou wouldn't mind.
Sure, Asa, sit down. No hard feelings. Let me buy you a beer.
If you can't tell him picky, I can. Go home to the Cartwrights, Lou.
Asa. Asa, I think you're the one that ought to go home. I'll be here tomorrow.
Tomorrow ain't good enough. Now, if you want to be my girl like you was acting this afternoon, I don't want you associating with the likes of him.
Well, where did you get the idea I want to be your girl?
What's wrong with me, anyhow?
Are you threatening me? Why, you yellow-livered swamper. You forget you ain't got the Cartwrights to back you up.
I don't need the Cartwrights to take care of you.
You're under arrest for striking an officer of the law.
Somebody's coming. Kind of early for visitors, isn't it? Whoever it is, reckon why I don't knock.
Might be a good idea if somebody went to see.
Yeah.
Paul! It's Lou! Lou! Get some brandy. Get some brandy. Put him down on the couch.
Here you go, Pop. I'll get some bandages.
Get some hot water, too.
Lou can hold his own in a fight with anybody. He's been pistol whipped.
Who'd have done this to Lou?
Well, who did this to you now? You didn't get hurt like this in a plain old fight.
No.
Who did it?
Asa. Asa Moran.
Paul, what are we going to do about it? First, we'll take care of Lou. We're riding to town and see that new sheriff of ours. Hurry up with that water. Well, look, I'll go in and talk to Asa. You boys take care of the horses. We'll be here for some time.
I'd like to talk to Asa, too.
Not till you simmer down. Take the horses over to the livery stable. Asa?
Hello, Ben.
What happened, Asa? Why did you do that to Lou Palmer?
Do what?
Beat him near to death?
What do you mean, beat him near to death? He was resisting arrest, and I had to take him in.
What did he do that was against the law?
Tried to kill me. I guess that's against the law, ain't it?
That isn't the way Lou said it.
I don't care what he said. He's a friend of yours. Now, you told me that a lawman's got the right to defend himself. And that's exactly what I was doing. Now you're gonna tell me I ain't got the right to defend myself against friends of yours?
I'm telling you that you don't have the right to use that badge as an excuse to pistol whip a man.
Now, you listen to me, Cartwright. This badge gives me the right to do anything I want.
Within the law.
That's right.
Judge, you didn't see him. I did. And I'm going to tell you something. There's absolutely no excuse in the world for this sort of thing.
Ben, Sheriff Moran has already told me about that incident.
Nobody has.
He told me that this Lou Palmer was annoying one of the girls in the saloon. And that when the sheriff told him to go home, he started a fight.
Fight? Judge, don't you understand? He was pistol whipped within an inch of his life.
Are you saying that the sheriff is lying about what happened?
Now, George, Lou came into my house. I saw his face. It was half bashed in. Now, he told me exactly what happened, and I believe him.
Ben, I've got Sheriff Moran's official report right here about what went on. Your man was wild and disorderly in the saloon. He actively resisted arrest. It was necessary for the sheriff to subdue him. But, out of deference to the fact that he works for you, he released him, sent him home, instead of locking him up.
Oh, yes, he sent him home, all right. Sent him home half dead. Now, look, George, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. Moran has to be relieved of duty until there can be a complete hearing on this.
I'm afraid that would be a very serious mistake.
Why?
It would appear to be an official criticism of Moran's action.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, but we have absolutely no evidence to merit such criticism. I'm sorry your man was hurt, Ben. But I have absolutely no reason to believe that Moran's action was anything more than a legal and justified act on the part of a qualified law officer.
I keep telling you I was nowhere near this place last night. So how could I know what happened?
Well, Asa didn't tell you about it, huh?
He don't tell me everything he does. Mr. Moran's pretty busy. He's got a lot on his mind these days.
Yeah, I bet he has. Those two dead men. You were there when they were killed, weren't you, Charlie?
Sure I was.
Right in the middle of all that shooting.
Well, I wasn't right in the middle of it. I was off a ways, but I could see it all good enough.
Well, you could see it, but you let Asa do all the shooting. Why didn't you help him out? Isn't that what a deputy's for?
I didn't expect to do no shooting. It happened pretty fast.
You went to stop two men who were robbing the express office, and then you didn't think you'd have to shoot.
Sure I did. But Mr. Moran, he yelled in and told them to throw their guns outside. And they did that, and they come out.
He told them what?
Mr. Moran yelled and told them to throw their guns out. And to come out.
Come out with their hands up.
They was trying to fight us. That's how come he shot them.
Wow, without their guns.
Well, when the first one come out, he tripped. And it looked like he was going after that gun right enough. And it all happened pretty fast. Oh, you got me so mixed up.
Now, what are you mixed up about, Charlie?
About the two men at the express office. About how you shot it out with two men who had no guns. Now, that sounds a little different from the way you told it.
I told you, Adam, that weren't the way it was.
Well, I bet Judge Jackson would like to hear from you, too, how it really was. I bet he'd like to hear about Lou Palmer, too. Yeah, I'm sure he'd like to hear how it really was with Lou.
Now, wait a minute. You're not going to go talk.
You hit him pretty hard, Mr. Moran.
He asked for it. Now, let's cart his carcass over to the jailhouse. These poor cartwrights can't hold their liquor.
He's gonna be madder than a hornet when he comes to. I better get the key and lock him up.
No, Charlie. We're gonna leave this unlocked.
But he'll get out, Mr. Moran.
That's right. He'll get out. And when he does, he's gonna get killed, trying to escape. See, we gotta keep him quiet now, Charlie. And we're gonna keep him quiet for good and all.
Hey, Joe! What? Where are you off to, such a rush?
He's going into the jail to get at him.
What?
Yeah. Ace has got him behind bars in there.
Ace hit him over the head with a gun.
What? What are we doing standing here gabbing? Let's go get out of here. Come on.
Wait a minute. Look, I'll go in there myself.
Oh, you against both of them?
I'm not going to be against anybody. Now, we're going to stick to the law, and there's all of us. You two wait out here.
Well, I think we ought to go...
I said wait out here. I'm just as mad about this thing as you are, but you're too dad-blamed hot-tempered, both of you. Here. Now, wait outside. I want to go in there.
Can't let you do that, Ben.
I want to see Adam.
Not in my jail.
Look, I'm his father. I have a right to see him.
Then you better get out of here before you get into trouble.
All right. I'll post bail for him.
No, sir. He's a hostile prisoner. Ain't nobody bailing out a hostile prisoner out of my jail.
Look, Asa. I'm told you hit him over the head with a gun. I'm told he's hurt.
No, he's all right. He's fine.
He's fine.
Yeah?
Good. Then you won't mind if a doctor sees him. I'll go get Doc Martin.
No. You ain't seen him. No doc has seen him. Nobody's seen him till I say so. And that's...
Now, listen to me, Charlie! Oh, you're a witness. He's attacking an officer.
Why are you doing this, Asa?
Just trying to keep the law like I was hired to do. Folks go breaking the law, I gotta deal with them the way I see fit.
You know my son's no lawbreaker.
Is it obstructing an officer? Obstructing an officer and disturbing the peace.
You learn the words fast, Asa. Too bad you don't learn what goes with them. Well. All right.
him, Asa.
Asa. Pull that trigger and I'll kill you.
All right, throw the gun over there on the floor. Let's go in and make sure Adam's all right.
Fitch, get the key and open the door.
Bob. Are you all right? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. You go look after Adam.
Hey, Joe. Yeah. Bring me the key to the store. Mark.
Well.
You all right, Adam?
Oh, yeah. We better get him to the doc quick, Joe.
He's got a good crack on the head.
Adam, you all right?
You taking him out of here?
Take him to the doctor.
You take that prisoner out of here, I'm going to be after you. I'm going to be after you with everybody in town behind me.
You come ahead, Asa. We'll be at Doc Martin's house at the edge of town. You'll find us there.
I told you we ought to let them Cartwrights be. The horse like to kill me.
Will you stop yammering? I can hardly think.
Now we'll never get shut of those Cartwrights.
When I'm through, they'll wish they was shut of me. Now, will you get out of here so I can think?
I'm going down to the barber shop and have him put a leech on this eye. Judge Jackson.
What's happened here, Sheriff? It's all over town that you arrested Adam Cartwright.
I did. For obstructing an officer and disturbing the peace. And Ben Cartwright came in here with his two boys, jumped Charlie and me, and broke their brother out of jail.
Well, that certainly doesn't sound like the Cartwrights.
Well, that's the way it happened. I want a warrant for their arrest.
Oh, I don't know. This whole thing between you and the Cartwrights has gotten out of hand.
That's right, and the only way to set it straight is to jail him.
Now, I think we ought to let the whole thing cool down for a little while. Besides, Asa, I understand that you roughed Adam up pretty bad.
Oh, no. No, I was just performing my duty as a law officer.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm certain of that. But did it ever occur to you that his father and his brothers might be worried about him?
That ain't no excuse, and you know it ain't. Not for what they done.
No. No, you're right, it isn't.
Folks breaking the law have got to be brought to account. Now, Judge, I didn't ask for this job. But now that I got it, I got to do it as I see fit. That means going up against anyone who breaks the law, including the Cartwrights.
All right, Sheriff. But when you go after them, I go with you. To avoid any more violence. We've had too much of that already.
That's right. Now, let's make out those warrants.
Well, I should have stayed put like you told me. But I had a feeling Asa didn't have to kill those two men at the express office.
Oh, Adam, I've been a blamed fool. Just couldn't see Moran for what he really is. Some men, you just can't trust him with authority of any kind. That was our mistake, picking that kind of man.
Well, it's almost worth the headache to hear you admit that you're wrong for once.
What do you think?
She's going to be all right. But only because he inherited that thick Cartwright skull. You know he come mighty close to being killed.
Hope we didn't hurt him, not bring him in from jail.
Oh, no. You did right. Probably saved his life, judging from the treatment the prisoners get in that jail.
Paul, here comes Asa.
He said he'd have the whole town with him. He's got a good part of it right now.
Ben, you know there can't be a ruckus in here.
There isn't going to be any ruckus. Not in here. I'm going out there. You two stay here. If they get past me, you stop them.
I got warrants for your arrest, Ben. You and your boys. Stay inside.
Judge, did you issue those warrants?
Yes. Yes, I did, Ben. You know, you were wrong in doing what you did, especially the jailbreak.
Yeah. I guess that was wrong.
There, you see? He admits it himself. Even you can't go against the law, Ben Cartwright. Even you ain't that big. Well, come on. What are we waiting for?
Hold on there. Judge, you say I was wrong in taking my boy out of jail. Well, maybe that was a mistake, according to law. But what about that other mistake, the big one? The one that led up to all the wrong things that have happened in the town the last couple of days.
What mistake was that, Ben?
The mistake we all made when we pinned a badge on a man too weak to wear it. Now, is that the real cause for everything that's happened here since Sheriff Coffey left town?
Come on, we're wasting time listening to all this gab. Let's take him. You two, Hoss. Joe, you raise your hands. You're under arrest.
Charlie, didn't you take an oath to uphold and enforce the laws of Virginia City according to your ability and your conscience? Didn't you, Charlie? Isn't that right?
That's right, Mr. Cartwright.
Well, why don't you tell us what you told Adam about those two men at the express office the other night?
Quiet, Charlie.
Oh, what's the matter, Asa? I think we should all hear what Charlie has to say. You afraid to let him tell us?
I don't have to stand for this. I'm not on trial here. I'm a law officer. I came here to arrest jailbreakers.
Why did you arrest Adam? Because he was talking to your deputy? Or because he found out that you killed two unarmed men?
That's a lie.
Is it?
You see what he's trying to do, don't you? He's twisting everything around. So I'm in the wrong and he's in the right. Judge, you give me those warrants.
No.
They've got to go to jail and you know it.
Now, wait a minute. Is that the truth? Were those two men unarmed when Moran killed them?
That ain't the way it was. You tell him, Mr. Moran.
Don't get riled, Charlie.
I told everybody, just like you told me to tell everybody.
Shut up.
I told everybody how it looked like they were going to fight.
Shut up!
What are you afraid of, Asa? Afraid for people to know that you shot down two men in cold blood after they'd thrown their guns down? You afraid for people to know that you pistol whipped Lou Palmer? Never shot at one of these before.
You didn't shoot at the badge, Ben. You shot at the man.
Yeah.